I got a dog.
Hi.
Oh, what you got there? All right, go get it.
When it comes to lasting relationships, we're thinking of every mile. The new Hyundai Tucson. It's your journey.
On a spectacular college football Saturday, welcome to Muncie, Indiana, as you're watching the Mid-American Conference on ESPN. Only the fourth meeting ever between the Huskies and Cardinals as Ball State welcomes UConn, Schumann Stadium here in Muncie. And hi everyone, Jim Barber and Adam Brunneman, who started Penn State and at UMass. Well, during the week we talked to Jim Moore about the possibility his team might get a little closer to bowl eligibility. And he said, and I'll paraphrase, I'm peeved you even brought that up. I'm not thinking about that at all. Think that's true?
Well, that's just coach speak. Both coaches know this game has huge bowl implications. I'm calling it a find out who you are type of game. For Ball State, this is the kind of game you have to win. Everyone's expecting you to win it. And for UConn, this is the first time in a long time they feel like they can win this type of game on the road. It may be a non-conference game, but it's got all the makings to be a classic. Which is most interesting because the Huskies have 8 starters injured, and many of them not expected back until the season starts, or the season ends, rather. In the case of Zion Turner and Victor Rosa, though, the freshman will lead the way. And I've been so impressed with the true freshmen, the freshman phenoms, Zion Turner and Victor Rosa. Victor Rosa getting his first start at running back today. And Zion Turner, everyone knew he could throw the ball around and he was athletic, but I've been so impressed with how poised he is in the pocket for a true freshman. Victor Rosa is just a football player. That's the best compliment you can give him. Found the end zone 2 times last week. These 2 true freshmen who have grown up a ton are going to have to grow up and play their best football today. They're going to see number 40 in their windshield today. That's Cole Pierce, part of a defense you and I saw last week up in Michigan that forced 2 fumbles, got a touchdown, sacked 3 times, the quarterback, and had 7 TFLs. Man, this Ball State defense came to play last week. You know, there's an old saying, you can tell how good a team is by how hard their defense runs to the football. This Ball State defense flies around. A lot of it's on the back of Cole Pierce. But now for Ball State, it seems like the offense has either been going or the defense has been going. Now today, can they bring it all together? The Cardinals will go on offense first. And we'll start with excellent field position beyond the 40-yard line. Amechi Uzodinma with the return. Typically, Jay-Sean Jackson has had that honor, but Amechi able to bring the football past the 40. And now we introduce you to the starting quarterback. His first year as the starter, he waited his turn, and he's done it well. John Haddock.
First down.
Right away, a penalty added to the end of the run will put Ball State right up around midfield. It's a great start for the Cardinals, not so good for the Huskies. Well, the big theme for today is starting fast for this Ball State offense. They have not scored a point in the first quarter in their last 2 games. Getting the ball now at the 50 is a pretty good start. Carson Steele, it's usually a heavy dose of him, running right tackle and left tackle. Nicknamed Thor, gets the first carry of the football game. He's been over the 100 mark several times this year. Wouldn't be surprised if that happens again today. Yeah, we're seeing Ball State go fast now. I think they're going to use tempo to their advantage and try to wear down this UConn defense. UConn on offense doesn't play fast. Paddock's got a man wide open in a flat. Jay-Sean Jackson is the #1 go-to guy as he continues his continuous streak of catches. And for Jackson now, 32 straight games with reception. And a first down for the Cardinals at the 40-yard line. And they're going fast again. They're going to snap this ball here with 20-some seconds left on the play clock. On 1st and 10, Steele bouncing to the outside and going for about a yard. Left side of the Ball State. Nice defensive play by the Huskies defense. As 14, Malcolm Bell came up to the tackle.
1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9.
We mentioned Jay-Sean Jackson as one of the impact players, and Jackson Mitchell been very active so far. Maybe the speediest guy in that defensive backfield. Yeah, he's probably their best player on defense. And Jay-Sean Marshall, they got to get Jay-Sean Jackson. They got to get him more touches. Paddock a lot of time. on his third option, finds one of his tight ends, Brady Hunt. Hunt able to carry the football to close to the 35-yard line, setting up third down.
You know, that was something last week. They didn't get these tight ends involved very much in the game. Only had a couple catches between Tanner Koziel and Brady Hunt. I think they're going to try to get them the ball often. And now we got a big third down. Ball State last week was 0 for 13 on third down, Jim. Just brutal.
Obviously the worst percentage you can see for the third down conversion. Will Jones in the game. Paddock needs to pick up 5. He's going for a lot more in this one. Incomplete. Now you're in no man's land. Do you give up the ball on a punt, or do you take a chance here and try to continue with the football? Of course, John Paddock has the ability to pooch punt. So even if they line up as if they're going for it, look for Paddock with that option.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they snap this ball here. 4th down and 7, not a very high percentage conversion rate on 4th down, but like you said, Paddock has shown the ability to pooch punt before.
Huskies moving around their defensive front 4. Paddock will take the snap. Paddock will throw close to the sticks, but is it enough? Receiver was a yard shy, and even though Johannes Tyler made the catch, UConn comes up with the defensive play, and once again Bell on the spot for Connecticut.
Yeah, you see UConn's playing what they call sticks coverage. Everyone sits at the sticks and drives up on the football. Malcolm Bell with a great tackle in space. Big 4th down stop for UConn.
You'll hear coaches say the receiver needs to get to the first down marker. Is that his responsibility in that instance?
Yeah, it is, but you'd like to see your receiver, you give him the ball in space, you like to see him make one guy miss and get the first down there. Sosa
on the first carry, a positive gain past the 35-yard line. Rosa picks up close to 7, maybe 8 yards on the play. Actually, the official stick will be 6 with 2nd and 4.
You know, we talk a lot about momentum in a football game. That stop by UConn's defense gets them going on the road in a game that they're big underdogs in, gives them some confidence early. I think they're going to try to maybe have some tempo on offense and try to get this one in the end zone.
You see the numbers on Zion Turner. Got a chance to go back home last week against FIU. He's from the Fort Lauderdale area. And a big hitter on first down, which has been a real problem, or rather second down for Ball State, as Robert Burns carries for the first down and into Ball State territory. And let's take another look at number 30 exploding through.
Robert Burns, the transfer from Miami, run a simple counter play. Great job by the offensive line. It's number 75, Chase Lunt there on the right side.
Got some big dudes up front, don't they?
They got some big offensive linemen, big defensive linemen. There's some big bodies on this UConn team.
Burns got 25 on the play. It's quarterback keep for Turner. He's got a lot of room to run. Picks up the first down, and they'll mark him close to the 25-yard line. And UConn's offense humming right now.
If UConn's going to win this game, Jim, it's going to be because they ran the ball for 200-some yards. This is what they're great at. This is a quarterback read here. So Zion Turner's reading that defensive end and deciding if he's going to hand it off or pull it. That's what he brings to this game. He can, number one, make those reads, which is impressive for a true freshman. And he can also move the ball, move in space and run and be athletic as a quarterback while keeping his eyes downfield.
1st and 10 at the Cardinal 25. Turner over center. And he'll pitch it back. And nothing available.
You know, for this UConn offense, one of the keys for them is to stay out of 3rd and long. They haven't been great at throwing the football, so they're not going to be able to convert these 3rd and long situations. So here, you know, you got 2nd down. You got to be able to get close to the sticks.
And fake to Rosa and throw out of the flat. And a positive gain down to the 14-yard line. Check that 19-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and 4. Talk about impact players. Justin Jolie is a freshman.
Yeah, Jolie's another one of these freshman phenoms, and with all the receiver injuries, he has stepped up.
Now looking for the first down. Receiver bounces off one defender and is headed to the end zone. Touchdown. A shocking beginning here in this game. Ian Swanson with a score. Check that. Taquan Roberson. So the touchdown by Turner gives UConn a 6-0 start.
Look at Turner, number 5 here, catch the ball. And this play is made by the receivers, 84 and 17. Justin Jolly, who just had that catch with the big block. It's just an extension of the run game when you can get the ball out in space and let Aaron Turner, who's one of the best athletes on the field, get loose.
Noe with the extra point, and UConn, significant underdogs coming to Muncie, has grabbed a 7-0 lead. So it's Turner to Turner for the touchdown.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. When I was a young girl, I was trafficked, drugged, and raped. The traffickers forced me to have multiple abortions. Last year, I begged Governor Pritzker to preserve the right of parents to know if their daughters were about to undergo an abortion. Governor Pritzker didn't listen to me, but I hope that you will.
This is Jim L. Mora, the son of Jim E. Mora, longtime NFL coach, well known in the Indianapolis area. His team has already jumped to a 7-0 lead, despite the fact there are so many injured players that the Huskies have listed for this week. Mora's road to success, he's checked every box so far. Winning against the FBS, winning 3+ games. Last 3-win season was 2019, winning on the road. It's been a great start. Uzadima with his second return, and he's not going to get to the 20. They're going to spot him at the 17-yard line. Well, how does a team, Adam, with all these injured players, have a record of 3-4 and off to a great start here in its 8th game?
Yeah, they certainly got the injury bug, and you need freshmen to step up. It's the next man up mentality. It just goes to show you how great of a job Jim Mora has done, winning 3 games, first time since 2017, and they're only in week 7 of the season. This UConn program is playing with more confidence and more swagger than they have in a long time.
We were speaking to their radio announcer, Mike Crispino, before the game. He said, you know, the question was, why would Mora come to UConn? But he probably has quite a vision as to where this program can be. It is an independent, but with a strong football program, and you already know about how good they are in basketball, men and women. Who knows? Maybe a conference will come a college.
Yeah, and they've won before, right? Randy Edsel did a great job when he was a head coach at UConn, ended up taking the Maryland job after that. They've done it before, and it wasn't that long ago that they were a winning program.
On 2nd and 6, and that one nearly picked off. Right now, the way this team is defending in this game has been amazing. Malcolm Bell has been on 3 plays, and he almost had a chance to pick 6 here.
And Malcolm Bell does a great job in transition here of jumping this hitch route. We have called his name a few times already today. Bell's a big, long corner, 6'1". He's got long arms. He's rangy. This is a guy that the coaches are really high on and has improved a ton just through the first few weeks of the season.
By the way, if you're not aware, Jim Mora is also the defensive coordinator. That pass intended for Nick Presley up at the 30-yard line. It is 3 and out for the Cardinals. We saw them last week. Yet another slow start for Ball State.
Timeout on the field for an injury to the defense.
Husky, by the way, back in the 20. Now, how can you explain Ball State's slow starts week in and week out?
Yeah, it's been continuous, and they haven't been able to figure it out. I mean, the first 2 drives today were not pretty. Paddock just needs to get some completions under his belt. They got to do what they're good at early in the game. You know, we talked to Mike New about it, Jim, and he was saying that, you know, Kevin Lynch has to go back to just getting your playmakers the ball, not trying to be too fancy early in the game, and get Carson Steele going early. Get him some touches, let him get get in space, run the ball a little bit, and just get some momentum going on offense.
That was Eric Watts, 95, who has 3 sacks for UConn defense, shaken up. Lucas Barrow ready to
reset the game
punt.
clock to 9 minutes, 21 seconds. 9:21, please.
And Victor Rosa,
Thank you.
the
We'll start on
freshman,
the
back at the
snap.
40-yard line. What a start for UConn. Now with an opportunity to go up by 2 scores in the first quarter. Barrow, the MAC Special Teams Player of the Week. That hit one of the UConn players. And wisely, Rosa picked it up. That was a live football and a break for UConn, yet the football be back at the 13-yard line.
Now completed the special team territory.
And a special teams player. It's a live football. And Rosa, Johnny on the spot.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. When I was a young girl, I was trafficked, drugged, and raped. The traffickers forced me to have multiple abortions. Last year, I begged Governor Pritzker to preserve the right of parents to know if their daughters were about to undergo an abortion. Governor Pritzker didn't listen to me, but I hope that you will.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that. Gap! Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
Gap! I think this goat is saying gap.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
So who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Aflac, gap! Aflac, gap!
It's about to go down, baby.
Aflac!
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
We're back at Truman Stadium. UConn with a 7-0 lead, and Victor Rosa with a headsy play that just saved a Ball State touchdown on the punt. You're going to see the punt that ended with Rosa getting on top of it. Hits number 20. That is a live ball. This thing's about 20 yards away from being a Ball State touchdown, and Rosa, being the headsy player he is, the true freshman, jumps on it and saves the touchdown.
It's a net of 64 yards for Lucas Barrow, and it hit number 20, Damon Brinson, who was fortunate here to not to turnover.
5-yard penalty, first down.
And a possible touchdown. So UConn back on offense with a scoring drive moments ago that included big plays of 15, 19, and 23 yards. 1st and 15 from its own 10. Rosa cutting inside. And back to the original line of scrimmage and a pickup of 5, so he gets the 5 yards back they lost on the penalty.
Victor Rosa, for being a true freshman, is so impressive at running back. You see there, he fell forward after taking 2 hits and picks up an extra 2 yards. Those are things that running backs normally start doing later in their career. And for a guy who's not all that big, 5'11", 198 pounds, Rosa runs like a big back.
Now to the penalty flag, another false start. Rosa played his football at Bristol Central High School, about an hour away from
5-yard
the
penalty, second down.
UConn campus. Set the world on fire as a high school football player, and local hero stays home, I guess, as he's got a chance to suit it up for the Huskies as a freshman.
That's the thing. UConn's got to keep the best players in Connecticut and in New England in Connecticut. You know, they got to be able to recruit those guys.
Out to the boundary. Turner, who has the touchdown, gets the reception there. It'll set him up with a 3rd and long. There's Riley, who has been probably Ball State's most physical player. Jordan was shaken up a couple of weeks ago, got right back up, continued in the game, and it's pretty hard to bring him down.
This Ball State secondary has improved. And they were trying to replace some 2 big safeties after last season, and Jordan Riley and Jaquan Amos have really stepped up and been really the feature guys in this secondary.
Let's see if the defensive coordinator, Tyler Stockton, brings pressure. He'll rush 4, drop 7. Turner still in trouble and able to get the ball off for the first down. Another pass by Turner to Turner, and it's a first down. One thing about this Turner, the freshman Zion, is he can move.
This is a great job by Zion Turner. He's standing in the pocket. He sees the right end collapse, and he takes it to the outside, keeps his eyes downfield on the run, and finds Aaron Turner. The ability to scramble, but scramble to throw. So many young quarterbacks scramble to run first, kept his eyes downfield, and got a first down.
Keeping the football here. It was the Hartford Courant that did an interesting article on how Jim Moore recruited the entire Turner family when he headed to Fort Lauderdale. And he said, you know, the thing about number 11 is he's got a very peaceful demeanor about him. He's well-spoken, he's quiet, he's humble, but he also could tell he's going to be a leader in our group, and he's been called upon to do just that, lead. And he's gotten so much more confident as the weeks have gone on. So confident that he's kind of starting to do his own things out there. He's starting to pull the ball, and maybe, you know, it wasn't part of the plan for that play, but his confidence is showing. Now throwing out to the boundary, we mentioned Turner and his great high school days where he won 3 state championships at St. Thomas Aquinas. And St. Thomas Aquinas is known not only for great football, but guys who go on from high school football to play in the NFL. And most recently, James White retired with New England with 3 Super Bowl championships, to which his owner, Robert Kraft, and his coach Bill Belichick had nothing but praise for. Yeah, they churn out big-time players from St. Thomas Aquinas, and that experience of playing in a winning program undoubtedly helps Turner come in here and play as a true freshman. He's 5 for 5 right here, but they'll keep the football. Turner's in trouble, and he is down to the turf. By college rules, he can't back up and run, and it is 4th down. Well, the turf monster got a hold of him. Cole Pierce in the middle of that, number 40. Yeah, Cole Pierce does a great job here of running to the sideline. This is what he does so well. Runs in space, tracks down the quarterback, and gets a big 3rd down stop. Cole Pierce, man, he has been so impressive through the first 6 games of this Ball State season. George Caratan will punt from about the 15. Jayshon Jackson is back inside the 30 with a fair catch. 5.5 minutes for the first half. Can Ball State finally get going on offense? Perhaps we'll find out shortly.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
What do you got there? A hospital bill for me? Mm-hmm. For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did.
He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Gap!
That's why there's Aflac. It pays you money to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh?
Don't tell me he high-stepping. He stole my move.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Ball State head coach Mike New is getting used to this question. What's wrong with the offense for Ball State in the first half? Well, here's what is produced. 10 punts, 4 turnovers, 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns. It's been a handful for defensive coordinator Tyler Stockton to try to hold serve until the offense gets going in the second half. They can't get anything going. They almost lack an identity. You know, what do they want to do on offense? Is it throw it? Is it spread it out and throw the ball around? Is it run it with Carson Steele? They can't get anything going. Out to the boundary. Try to get something going on a first down here on a quick catch and run. Jayshon Jackson getting bodied out of bounds, but not before. A catch and a pickup, first down. You know, I love this call. Just let Paddock get the ball out, get some confidence. Get Jayshon Jackson some touches early. He only touched the ball 5 times last week. He's got to touch it 10 to 12 times every single game. He's too good of an athlete to not have the ball in his hands. Cardinals have Eastern Michigan next week at home on homecoming in a conference game.
Ruling
UConn
on the
does
field
not
is a
play
first down.
in a conference. But in 2 weeks, we'll host Boston College at Rensselaer Field, and they're hoping to sell the stadium out with that matchup with BC. First and 10, 37-yard line of the Cardinals. And around Jackson, another first down. Love to run that play with him. And Jayshon Jackson carries from the 37 into UConn territory at the 48. That's a pickup of 15. Another great way of finding
finding opportunities to get Ja'Shawn Jackson the ball. It's just a jet sweep. The defensive ends don't even see it coming. The thing with that play is Jackson is fast enough that they're leaving guys unblocked on the end of the line of scrimmage, and Jackson's just outrunning them to the sideline.
Paddock looking right, now left, and he'll run. Going to be forced out of bounds.
John Paddock keeps on the play.
I don't see John Paddock run very much.
Ran out
But when necessary, and in that case, Randall Boyer-Randall was chasing him, the transfer from Michigan State, able to pick up a couple of yards.
Paddock's what I like to call sneaky athletic. You know, he's not going to burn you on a zone read and take it on the sideline.
Kind of like yourself at Penn State, right?
Yeah, I was certainly sneaky athletic. I'm not sure how that wasn't the term they used. They used big, good hands. No one called me athletic very much.
Okay, possession.
Yeah, possession, yeah.
How about the other way? A little trickery. Now Presley's got it. Makes a man miss. And straight ahead with the helmet down to the 40. So the Cardinals going to pick up their offense with a little gadgetry. And able to get the football to the 40-yard line, setting up a 3rd and short.
They run the jet sweep here and then toss it. Paddock's trying to block a little bit, but he wants no part of that. I wouldn't want to be touching Eric Watts either on the edge. Paddock's just trying to get in the way.
Got to pick up 3. And did just that. Well, ball loose. UConn, for the moment, saying it hasn't. Carson Steele carried the ball. It'll be a first down for Ball State.
Ruling on the field is
there's a break.
recovered by the
Vaughn
offense.
Pemberton now
Beyond
comes
the
in
line
for
of the game.
Steele.
First down, Ball State.
Cardinals now fresh set of downs from the UConn 36. Don't see this very often, but Steele got blasted. That was Malik Dixon-Williams.
Yeah, Dixon-Williams does a great job of getting his head on the ball. That thing's live on the ground. UConn's trying to jump on it, but good job by Ball State getting back on top of it.
Williams had a game last year against Army where he had 11 tackles, and you might say that's not overly impressive. It's about a team with defending Army. It's completely different with the cut blocking that the O-line does. So 11 tackles is quite good. This play is going to be under review, which means we go up to replay official Don Bondi. Ross Giglio, the communicator, for their look and opinion.
The ball's definitely out. Now they're looking at who recovered it. Things just sitting. None of those guys know it's live.
Yeah. Now look at Brady Hunt dive in there. Try to get his hands on it. You've been in scrums before. How many times can the ball change hands in one of those situations?
Yeah, it gets a little nasty down there. Guys are fighting with each other. Sometimes you don't even realize you're fighting with your own teammate down there for the ball.
That's not good.
Yeah. You just can't tell who you're laying against. There's some nasty words that get said down there, but the football is the program. Coaches preach it all the time. Do everything you can to get on that football.
Wasn't it the movie The Program with James Conn where the running back had to carry the ball around campus?
You know, that play by Malik Dixon-Williams, they train that stuff in practice. You know, they're doing drills all the time of punching it out, putting your helmet on the football, trying to force turnovers. That's what this UConn defense has been good at, of being opportunistic. Had some interceptions last week that won that game for them against FIU. It's hard to tell.
Is Ron Hudson, by the way. Excuse me.
We don't really have a great look at it. Hard to see who really comes up with it.
The ruling on the field of a fumble recovered by the offense for a first down stands. First down, Ball State.
Cardinals offense after this short break back on the field.
I don't think the refs could tell either who got the ball at the bottom of the pile, so they just kept it as it was called on the field. But Ball State finally converts a third down.
Fake the steal, Paddock to roll, got a man wide open. It's Brady Hunt. Hunt the catch inside the 25-yard line, and another Ball State first down. So this offense, after the pickup of 12, is now moving the ball. We're seeing something different in this possession, Adam, we haven't seen so far.
Yeah, this is just a bootleg play. There's going to be three guys. There's a flat, a comeback, and in the middle of the field is Brady Hunt. Number 1 and number 2 aren't open. He comes back to Brady Hunt, who's wide open in the middle of the field. Looks like he got a little bit banged up on that play.
He'll get some medical attention here shortly. Back to the ground game. And a pickup of 3 on first down and a very quickly moving first quarter. Carson Steele led his Center Grove High School football team to a state title. Center on this team is Ethan Crow, who played at Center Grove as well. That's a 6A high school football monster in the state of Indiana. Check that Jones, ball carrier. Now Jones in the game. Paddock. Jay-Sean Jackson, first down. First and goal for the Cardinals. Jackson is becoming a popular option in this game.
And you see UConn really playing off coverage. They're playing zone and keeping everything in front of them. We talked to Jim Moore about it. He said he hates the bend but don't break mindset. But that's what they don't want to go up the big play to Ball State. And this Ball State offensive line has been impressive all year. You saw the pocket there, giving Paddock time to go through his progressions and look downfield.
Ryan Lazan, another tight end in the game for the Cardinals on first and goal from the 5. High snap to Paddock. Paddock will keep and will forward straight ahead. A positive gain on a play that could have blown up right off the snap. It'll be second and goal now from the 2.
It's a headsy play by Paddock. Great catch on a hot snap that's high. There's nothing worse as a quarterback than a snap that's hot and high because you don't have time to put your hands up and catch it. Headsy play, then not trying to hand the ball off. He just pulls it and gets what he can.
Carson Steele, the running back next to Paddock. Typically gets the call on short situations at the goal line. Instead, little fade route incomplete, intended for Johannes Tyler. Third and goal.
Johannes Tyler has been their red zone threat. He's been the guy that they throw that jump ball to. That's a matchup John Paddock will take every single time, but he's got to give his guy a chance.
Red zone scoring at 88%, fourth in the MAC. Field goal's not what the Cardinals want to settle for. They had to do that earlier this season in a loss at Georgia Southern. Paddock over center, Steele in the backfield. Steele gets the call. Straight ahead, he is short. It is fourth and goal. I would assume with a struggling football team, this is a no-brainer here. Yeah, and we'll go for it.
Last week on 4th and 1, they went fast and ran a quarterback sneak, and they didn't get it. We'll see what they decide to do here.
First quarter winding down. Today on 4th down, Cardinals 0 of 1 and 5 of 14 on the season. That's under 40%. This time I formation.
I'd be surprised if Carson Steele isn't touching this football.
This is Steele to the end zone. Touchdown. Right you are, sir. Put a second back in there to kind of pave the way if it was necessary, considering some of the failures last week. Not bad, not pleasant.
See Ryan lays on at fullback here.
Timeout on the field.
Gets the kick block on Jackson Mitchell, and Carson Steele does the rest of the work. That's a big play for your team, just a big momentum shifter. And going for it on 4th down shows your offensive line that we believe in you guys. Let's go knock this thing in there.
So with Dylan Seiler to snap, Chase White to hold, BVG will be out for the extra point, although we have an injured player right now. Second Husky that's been shaken up in this game, this is Ian Swenson. He's a key person in this UConn defense.
Ian Swenson's one of their best players on defense. He plays that sniper position, they call it, where he's roaming all over the field.
How many more injuries can the Huskies suffer and still have a chance this season?
It's just so impressive that they're able to compete with all the different talent they've lost at every single position, it feels like, Jim. Quarterback, wide receiver, running back.
Yeah, the misery's been spread out, hasn't it?
It really has. And losing Taquan Roberson to start the season, the Penn State transfer quarterback, I mean, that was a guy that they were excited about, that had played some really good football, did a good job at Penn State, and was coming to rebuild this program.
Ben Von Guten on for the extra point, which would tie the game. Kick is good. Penalty flag on the play. Well, if this is on the Huskies and they move the ball closer to the goal line, you change your mind?
I don't think so. I think they'll still kick it.
Offside. Defense. Penalty is declined. The try is good.
Next to score, Ball State 7, UConn 7.
Carson Steele, they call him the man of steel. You see the offensive guard gets tripped up, but he just does the rest of the work. Nothing can get in his way. Offensive line doing a great job. Tight end throwing a big block. Number 81, Ryan Lazan, sticking his nose in there and opening up the hole for his big running back.
By the way, Ben Von Guten's extra point, he's now 18 of 18, and I wasn't going to mention before the extra point that he had not missed all year long. I'm well aware that there's some superstitious folks out there. So I waited to the conclusion of the extra point, and the game is tied.
You mentioned it. Von Guten's been really good for this Ball State team. You know, the coaches told us they're confident with him from 52, 53, 54 yards, depending on how the wind is. Having that is a big asset for this Ball State team.
Zion Turner will go to work here shortly. BVG, as he's nicknamed, will kick off. Rosa to return inside the 5. Bounce it to the outside. Able to make a man miss. Still with a football. Nice return by Victor Rosa across the 30-yard line.
You know, Jim, I'm surprised they still have Victor Rosa returning kicks with all the injuries they have at running back. I mean, all they have is Robert Burns after Rosa. But then I started thinking, they don't have anyone else to return kicks. Who else is going to do it? They lost everybody.
31-yard line.
Zion Turner, quarterback, 5 of 5 for 44 yards and a touchdown on a previous possession. Running back right now is Robert Burns, who spent 3 years with the University of Miami. This is Turner on the carry. Loved around the flanker reverse with him, and he's able to carry this one up to the 45-yard line and a first down for UConn as the first quarter comes to an end. Huskies had their struggles on offense early in the season, but this team is starting to grow up, and they're giving the Cardinals trouble after one, 7-7.
Flat.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that.
Gap.
Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
I think this goat is saying gap.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
So who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Aflac. Gap. Aflac. Gap.
It's about to go down, baby.
Aflac.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
Freshman quarterback, freshman running back, redshirt freshman as a wide receiver. That's the Huskies in a nutshell. And yet early here in the second quarter, they played Ball State to a standstill at 7-7. Adam Berman, Jim Barber at your service today, and Zion Turner. Grew up in the Fort Lauderdale area and had a chance to put his team on display last week in Miami. And the team won 33-12. Huskies over FIU.
UConn going to take their time on offense. They're in no hurry here to run a lot of plays. They want to take this thing to the fourth quarter in a one-score game.
Turner, plenty of time, now flushed out. And having to throw off his back foot, and the ball was caught.
Pass caught by Brandon Minsky.
Really good catch by the big tight end, Brandon Minsky in the flat. Not easy for the big boy to go down, bend his legs like that, and scoop that thing off the ground.
Brings us to a 3rd and 6. Robert Burns in the backfield along with Turner, who continues to look to the sidelines. Nick Charlton is the offensive coordinator for the Huskies. Former head coach in Maine. Turner on a roll to his right to Turner. So Turner to Turner. Another pick up first down, and Aaron Turner already had 33 catches coming into today's game. Has picked that number up significantly.
You see Aaron Turner go inside here and then break out. Great job of changing direction. He's wide open in the flat. That's a pretty basic call, and everyone runs on third down. It's just a sprint out. The other guys clear it out, and Turner's takes it to the flat for the first down.
That is Aaron's third catch of the game and a first down. Now at the Cardinal 44. Burns. Robert Burns, number 30, is quite a story. He has developed a couple of non-profit organizations, including one called the Second Spoon. And what he has done is able to take excess food from the cafeteria and give it to needy people. And he is the co-founder of this, and apparently it's doing quite well in the Florida area.
He's got a great story from his football career, too. You know, he's a great kid, but he was a big-time recruit coming to high school, had offers from Alabama, Clemson, went to Florida, went to Miami, and then transferred.
Turner, first down throw to the end zone. Touchdown. 39 yards. Well, we highlighted him at the beginning is Justin Jolie. And Jolie has UConn's second touchdown of the game and another freshman coming into play.
Justin Jolie, we've been talking about him all day. Another sprint out for Zion Turner, and then the true freshman gets loose down the sideline. The big boy can run too. He's a tight end, but really plays wide receiver. Got great hands and has a really cool story of how he ended up at UConn. He stepped up big time for this program.
Now the extra point by No Way Rulis is good. Second time in the game that Zion Turner has thrown a touchdown pass. And the second time in the game, the Huskies have taken a touchdown lead.
What do you got there? Hospital bill for me? For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did.
He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Gap!
That's why there's Aflac. It pays you money to help close that gap.
Affleck, huh?
Don't tell me he high-stepping. He stole my move.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Take a look at the touchdown by Justin Jolie. You see him at tight end, and then Keontae Newsom the flat. Keontae Newsom is responsible for that side of the field. He thinks here that Zion Turner is going to run the football. You see him bite up, and it leaves Justin Jolie wide open with no one around him. And then it's just off to the races for the big fella. That's what happens when Zion Turner can run the football. He's done it already today. He gets the defense thinking he's going to run it. They bite up, you dump it off to a tight end.
And this, the quarterback, is a freshman. Fair catch being called by Amechi Uzodinma, so the football comes out to the Cardinal 25-yard line.
First and 10 Ball State on the 25-yard line.
Cardinals playing from behind for the third consecutive week. In the MAC today, Central Michigan leading Akron in the fourth, 21-14. Bowling Green surprising Miami 17-13 in the fourth. Buffalo leads UMass 24-7 in the third. Next week, Buffalo and Toledo, the leaders in the East, versus, at this point, the leaders in the West. Here's John Paddock. Waited his turn very patiently. 3 years as an understudy. Jay-Sean Jackson. And Jackson carries for a first down. Past the 35, up to the 38. Good for 13 yards.
Just keep finding ways to get Jay-Sean Jackson the ball. The more he touches the football, the more good things are going to happen.
He's a graduate, a number of graduates on this team. As the penalty flag goes in at the end of the play, Jackson is playing in his 32nd consecutive game. Thrown in the backfield of the Cardinals. Our referee again, Ron Hudson. And conversing with Chris Lamonge, the center judge.
There is no foul for roughing the passer. The defender was blocked into the quarterback. Second down.
By the way, Dave Weichel is our medical observer, and he is one that looks out for both teams in case there's somebody suffering a concussion or something that's away from the action to be able to identify so that player can get attention immediately and put into the game a few years ago. Carson Steele tripped up, but not before a gain, up to the 46-yard line.
Carson Steele, and running the ball like that, he gets 6 yards there. That puts you in a situation where you're at 3rd and 2. You know, it allows you to be in these 3rd and manageable where you're also possibly in 4-down territory here.
Cardinals 1 for 17 on 3rd down over the last 2 weeks, and that's a first down on a 3rd down play. I wonder if Kevin Lynch, the OC, is saying to himself, finally.
Yeah, I have never seen a team go 0 for on 3rd down, let alone go 0 for 13 on 3rd down and win the game.
We were there. You know, it's interesting, as bad as Ball State was, penalty flag in at the end of the play, and a track on 15 against UConn. Well, we saw that in the Penn State game early today against Michigan on virtually the first offensive play of the game.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit, number 8 defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Looks like Jackson Mitchell just dives in here late with an unnecessary hit. You just can't do that. Jackson Mitchell knows better than that. He's a veteran. Can't be making those kinds of plays. Just kills your football team.
He's been playing with a screw in his thumb. It's a tough kid, too. Steele, little end around action. It's in the Cardinals playbook. Jackson's got the football. Another penalty flag on the play after a first quarter that didn't feature many yellow flags at all.
It was the same play we saw earlier where we saw Paddock blocking downfield in the reverse. Same exact play. Paddock again was sealing the edge. This time it worked out for him.
Now, they say in the NFL you can't run a play like that twice, because usually the defenders are too good.
College football is a little different, man.
Yes. Ron Hudson.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist, number 75, offense, 15-yard penalty, remains first down.
It's like Corey Stewart, who actually is getting his first start in a while. Stewart's had a high ankle sprain and some other things that have been bothering him.
Yeah, Corey Stewart, they're happy to have back. And you see him diving from the back of the defensive lineman's legs. You can't do that. It's got to be from the front angle. You can't go from the side or from the back. They'll call that every single time.
It's Bell trying to come up and make the tackle, and eventually Randall does make the tackle. It'll be 1st and 25 for Ball State. Paddock trying to get some of it back. That wouldn't have been much intended for tight end Brady Hunt.
Kevin Lynch is trying to find ways to get Koziel and Brady Hunt touches. You saw right there they motioned under the same side. You got 2 tight ends into the boundary. They just both run little hitch routes. But UConn did a good job covering it up. They're going to keep trying to find ways to get these 2 big guys the ball.
Jackson Mitchell was defending in that play after a previous penalty. Second down, Carson Steele straight ahead. He's up 3rd and long as the line to gain for the Cardinals is all the way down at roughly the 17-yard line. Steele will come out. Obvious passing down unless they decide to do some end-around activity with Jackson. It'll be Jackson and Johannes Tyler flanked to the right. Will Jones in the backfield with a quarterback, John Paddock. Got to pick up a bunch on 3rd down. UConn will back off the blitz and drop 8. Paddock takes a look, fires a bullet right in the middle of everybody. Pass is caught Short of the first down, but now manageable for a field goal attempt if, in fact, Ball State elects to do that, and a pickup of 17. That's pretty good offensive attack on third down with just 3 rushing.
UConn drops into a zone here. You see Ja'Shawn Jackson just sit right in the middle of the 2 linebackers in the second window. Great job identifying the zone and sitting down in it for the veteran wide receiver.
Ben Von Guten will attempt one just shy of 40 yards, 38. Try to make it 11 of 14 field goal attempts on the year. Dylan Seiler will snap. Wyatt holds. Line drive kick is good. Cardinals get 3 out of the drive, and with 9:21 to go in the first half, sneak a little closer.
Flat.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that.
Gap.
Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
I think this goat is saying gap.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
So who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Flat. Gap. Flat. Gap.
It's about to go down, baby.
Flat.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Flat.
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
Next Saturday, 5 MAC games on ESPN. Akron and Kent State. Akron is in a 21-21 tie. Late fourth quarter today. Toledo against Buffalo, that's the headliner. East against West. Bowling Green and Central Michigan. You get a chance to see that, Adam. Central Michigan trying to get something going this season. NIU at Ohio. It's been a tough year for the Huskies with just 1 win. And Marcus Ray will join me here at Schumann Stadium for Eastern Michigan and the St. Cardinals. Mike News, season number 7 at 1.1-3. Could easily have been 1-5. Came up with huge wins against Northern Illinois in overtime, and then last week in the game you and I witnessed at Central Michigan.
This Ball State team's so hard to figure out, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
You just don't know.
Amen.
They don't look great on paper, but they keep winning games.
Von Guten's kick is into the end zone, and we're going to bring it out. Rosa carries past the 15-yard line, and that is where the Huskies will set up shop. Could have called for a fair catch and might have gained 10 yards on that.
Yeah, that's a freshman mistake there. The rule is you never want to bring the ball out when you catch it moving backwards, when your momentum's moving you opposite of where you want to go. Should have just kept that one in the end zone and called for a fair catch.
Just show the numbers moments ago on Turner. He's been terrific so far, 8 of 8. And Zion is thrown for 89 yards and a couple of scores.
You know, it's funny, we were talking, Dolphins coordinator Nick Charlton about Zion and how he's gotten confident. He goes, you don't want a cowboy, but you also don't want a robot.
No.
You know, and you want someone who's confident, makes plays, but doesn't go too off script.
Along that line, we were talking to Jim Moore as Turner makes the catch and makes a man miss. And Moore was putting this team together. He didn't want to pick up mercenaries. He wanted to get kids that would fit in off the portal. Got a bunch of kids that have transferred. Want people that are going to get along with other people. And has been able to, here in the first year, been rather successful at it.
Yeah, and we talked about it, Jim. You know, UConn's not the easiest place to recruit to. You can keep some guys home that are from Connecticut, but you also got to go to Florida. You got to go, he talked about going to California. You got to go to North Carolina. They go to Canada some and get guys from there. You got to go all over the country to get these players.
28 transfers has to be one of the biggest numbers in the country, I would think. Turner just a pass to the boundary and a huge pickup all the way to the 42-yard line. Kevin Clarcius with a catch, his first of the game.
Saw the big offensive lineman, number 62, Ofori Niadu, running out in space and getting a block down the field. Those linemen, man, when you let them run out to and block some corners, they're just licking their chops.
Well, you mentioned the Canadian area moments ago. This time, nice move by Rick DeRosa. Made a man go the opposite way and gets a first down into Ball State territory. They'll mark him at the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of 16. Wow. Rosa's got some moves, man.
Yeah. He does a great job reading this. You're going to see Victor Rosa. It's an outside zone play, so he's either going to take it all the way to the left side of the screen, and if it's not there, he's going to bounce it back all the way. So see how he reads this thing here. He can't take it there. He immediately goes back to the left and bounces it all the way across the formation. That ball was supposed to go all the way to the right. Great job by the freshman.
Rosa able to avoid one tackle, penalty flag on the play as he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Cardinals are clapping as if it's going to be and is on UConn. Holding penalty.
Holding, number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And once I heard an analyst said that they could call holding on every play. Now, you were a great tight end. Do you find some truth in that?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's holding in there. It's a nasty game. It's just a matter of what the referees see and really where the ball goes. You know, if the ball goes behind you when you're holding, they're much more likely to call it than if you're on the backside of the play, and it really has no impact.
Huskies so much better under Jim Moore this year in penalties as opposed to last year. Top 25 in the country. Last year they were toward the bottom in penalties committed. Now a 1st and 20 for Zion Turner. Throws it underneath. Didn't have anybody open in the boundary. And able to find Kamensky for his second catch of the game. Now he's from Mountaintop, Pennsylvania. You're a PA guy, so where's Mountaintop at?
I have no idea where Mountaintop is.
I'm sorry.
But I'll tell you what, Pennsylvania turns out some big tight ends, man.
I thought you knew the whole state.
I never heard of Mountaintop, man. I'll tell you, Brandon Naminsky, though. He's big, he's long. He looks like the prototypical wide, inline NFL tight end.
Sure.
He's made some catches today.
Second and 13. Burns carrying the football to the 38. We should mention, checking 43, and we should mention that you had conversations with Jim Moore at UCLA, who was interested in your college service.
Yeah, about 9 years ago as a high school tight end, and Moore was the head coach at UCLA. I remember the calls like it was yesterday. I remember how excited I was when I got the call from Jim Moore because of his name. I telling my family about it. Obviously didn't go to UCLA, but that was a fun experience.
LA off, didn't you?
Exactly.
How many people do that? 3rd and 7, under 6 to go, first half. Competitive football game today, non-conference. UConn and Ball State. Turner in trouble and brought down. First time to get to Zion Turner back in the 47. A loss of 5 to bring up 4th down, and the Huskies will punt it away. Call was in the middle of that, number 32.
Ball State did a great job there of disguising what they were doing. It looks like they're blitzing, right? They all back off, only rush 4. It confuses Zion Turner. Then the rush gets home.
I should mention Tavion Woodard up there as well, number 6.
And Tavion Woodard is an absolute beast inside for Ball State. Big and powerful.
Caratan's punt leads to a fair catch by Jackson at the 10.
With that punt, it's another American.
5 minutes to go in the first half. The Cardinals have all 3 timeouts remaining. Let's see how they approach this next offensive series.
I'm a lifelong Democrat. I believe in serving others. We are less safe in our neighborhoods. Our tax burdens are up. Our job opportunities are down. We put Pritzker in office. He failed us.
Flat.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that.
Gap.
Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
I think this goat is saying gap.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
So who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Flat. Gap. Flat. Gap.
It's about to go down, baby.
Flat.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Flat.
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
On the scoreboard today in the MAC, Central Michigan has just gone ahead of Akron in a battle of 1-win teams. Bowling Green has a couple of rushing touchdowns, surprising Miami of Ohio with just a couple of minutes left in that game. Buffalo could go 4 in a row as Cole Snyder has thrown for 2 touchdowns and 206 yards. Next week, the Bulls and the Rockets will meet. Later today, NIU, Eastern Michigan, Ohio, and Western Michigan. Back to live action. Cardinals with a football. Paddock with a fake. To his tight end, Hunt. You know, Tanner Koziel's been quiet the last couple of weeks in games we've done. I guess the word got out how good he is and how necessary it is to defend a 6'7" freshman.
He got banged up against Northern Illinois a couple weeks ago, and then they tried to use him some last week. We talked to Mike News, and they tried to use it on third down, but it just wasn't there. They were forcing it a little bit.
Now a first down carry across the 25-yard line for Carson Steele.
Another Ball State. First down.
I like Ball State going fast here, dictating their tempo and the way they want to play this game on UConn.
Again, all 3 timeouts remain in the first half. I believe UConn gets the football to start the second half.
We talked about how this Ball State defense flies around, but this UConn defense, Marquez Bembry right there flying to the football. Both these teams are playing really hard.
Ron Pemberton breaks a tackle. Penalty flags all over the place as he carries up to the 43. 4 pickup at 13. Cardinals have worked hard on trying to reduce the amount of penalties that were bugging them early in this season.
Kevin Lynch told us we'd see more of Von Pemberton and the change of pace he brings at running back to take something off Carson Steele.
It's a holding penalty coming up against the Cardinals.
Holding, number 19, offense, 10-yard penalty, remains second down.
That one's going to be on Nick Presley on the far right side of the screen. See number 19, he's grabbing with his right hand the outside shoulder pad. Jimmy asked me how often the holding gets called. When you grab outside and yank the guy down when the ball's coming right behind you, that one's getting thrown every single time.
That's pretty obvious, isn't it?
That's what happens when you have the receivers in there trying to block at the line of scrimmage.
Now, since you were a tight end at UMass and Penn State, you can be honest with us. How many times were you called for holding in your career?
A decent amount. Funny story. My first start of my
decent,
career,
by the way?
probably like 5-10 times.
That's not bad.
First start of my career, very first play. It was a 40-yard run. Got called on holding. Came all the way back, and I got yanked for about the next 20 plays of the game.
Is that Bill O'Brien coaching?
Bill O'Brien, yeah. I won't repeat what he said to me. They kicked me off air if I repeated it.
I don't think we can use it. 3rd and 14. Paddock trying to keep the drive going. Got man coverage on the outside. And ball, is it caught? No, hit the ground. Brady Hunt tried to do a sell job on it. And it is ruled an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. Fourth down.
Well, he stretched out nicely for it, but the ball does hit the ground.
You see his right hand there trying to bring it in. Just bounces up. What an athletic attempt to catch that football. He didn't bring that one in, but you can see how much of a freak Brady Hunt is to be able to control your body like that and dive all the way down the field and track the football while you're 6'5", 230 pounds.
That was Trey Wortham back defending number 7, who already has 3 interceptions this year for the Huskies. We're going to get the ball back with under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Victor Rosa, fair catch, or maybe not, but down at the 35. See what the Huskies can do with 2:51 to go and all 3 timeouts in the bank.
What do you got there? Hospital bill for me? For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did. He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Gap!
That's why there's Aflac. It pays you money to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh?
Don't tell me he high-stepping. He stole my move.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
It's a double whammy for motorists, the highest gas prices that we have seen at the pump in over 7 years.
How much longer will you play the fool?
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase until January and calling that a tax cut.
How much more of Pritzker can you afford?
The taxes can be changed at any moment.
How much worse does it have to get before you make a change?
$14-10 UConn with 2:51 to go first half. Turner to keep the football. His numbers in the first half throwing the football have been perfect. And Nick Charlton was sharing with us earlier in the week. This kid's got a very cerebral approach. He's like an old soul, and he's 18 years of age.
Everyone's been so impressed with his maturity, the way he studies the game. You know, Jim, we were talking to him this week, and we said, what quarterback do you compare yourself to? He goes, none of them. I'm like Zion Turner.
Yeah. And he also told us that he's watched Tom Brady over the years. Well, was it Jim Morris that might have said he reminded him of what, Garcia?
Yeah. So he reminds me of Garcia,
Jeff
the way
Garcia.
he throws the football.
Yeah.
It's been perfect today.
Now has a first down for the 46 with the clock moving. Again, Turner on the keep. Ball State has not picked this up. And he carries 10 for the first down. Turner's disguising the football nicely because he has picked up a couple of first down runs, and Cardinals are not drawing a beat on him. His running should not be a surprise, though. Chance for UConn to get what they call a 2-for-1. Get points at the end of the first half and then start the second half and score again. Bill Belichick of the Patriots made that famous for a number of years. And right now, timeout being called with 1:44 to go
Timeout.
in the first
Ball
half.
State, their first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Ball State will use this
Clock
timeout, so
operator.
UConn keeps
Please put 1 minute
the 3 that it
46
has
seconds on the
already
clock.
in store.
1:46, please.
I'm impressed with Morris' team. Not sure what to expect today, but Ball State was the favorite. You had all those injured starters at the wide receiver and running back positions. You wouldn't know it, would you?
You can tell they're clearly a well-coached football team. If you would have told anyone in this UConn program that they were going to be up 14-10 with the ball, a minute 45 left, and getting the ball at halftime, everyone in the program and around the program would have said, we'll take those odds right there every single time. I mean, this UConn team has looked really good. They play hard. And the most impressive part is there's a lot of guys on this team who hadn't done much the years prior who are now stepping up and playing their best football. That's a sign of great coaching.
Coach for the Falcons back in 04, then on to Seattle in 09, and then to the Bruins of UCLA before he was fired in 17. Took some time off after that. Rosa on the pitch back, trying to run wide. There's not much available, though. Clock continues to move unless a timeout is called.
Stop by Clayton Hall.
It'll be 3rd and 7, and UConn will use one of its 3.
Their second and a half.
Well, check that, Ball State.
Timeout.
We'll use timeout. The renaissance of Huskies football is indicative of their 3-4 season here. In fact, 3 wins is the most it has had since the year 2016. Did not play in 2020 because of the pandemic. But have 2 weeks off after this game and a chance to get ready for BC and a 3-game home stretch.
And they played week 0, so they got some experience early. Played against Utah State. And you know, this UConn team, not only is it a tough schedule, not only is it tough to recruit to Connecticut, but they also are not in a conference. They're playing FBS independent.
And now have got a chance to add points to the board.
Burns to carry.
Burns on a huge pickup. Down to the 16-yard line, a gain of 24. Now into the Ball State red zone.
Robert Burns breaks the tackle there from Joshua Tarango, then is off to the races. You see the receivers blocking downfield for him. Burns is a beast.
Referred to as a Swiss Army knife. Rosa, a chance to get to the end zone. Carrying those feet straight ahead. He's got a first down, and he's out of bounds with 1:09 left.
You wouldn't know that UConn's without their top running backs. I mean, these 2 guys, Victor Rosa and Robert Burns, are putting this team on their back. Rosa here takes a handoff on the outside zone play, does a great job reading it, knifing it up inside. And then he just does the rest of the work, trying to get in the end zone here taken 4 guys to bring him down.
Malcolm Lee was the last one to get his hands on him, but it is 1st and goal now from the 1. Huskies ran for 300 yards on the ground last week, half of that this week. Now the push straight ahead. No signal yet. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1. And Ball State wanting to get the ball back. He's using its timeouts here.
Gotta love a good fullback dive to Robert Burns.
Ball State, their 3rd and final.
He's 228 pounds.
This will be a 30-second timeout. Please put
Played
1
3
minute
years
on
with the
game clock.
Miami Hurricanes. This looks like he could punish people. This is what we've seen of Rosa so far. Able to bounce to the outside. Make some people miss. Get in a scrum and get out of it. And nearly get all the way into the end zone. You know, the guys that have been hurt, it's going to be a tough job to get back in this lineup, isn't it?
It really is. And with Victor Rosa, out of all the things he does well, I'm most impressed with his patience and his vision. You see him making some of these cuts.
That's Robert Burns over the top. Touchdown Huskies with 58 seconds to go in the first half. And the lead now is its largest at 20-10 UConn.
They're just going to give it again. Same play they ran the last time, and Robert Burns says, this time I'm getting in there. I ain't letting someone else get this touchdown. By whatever means necessary, jumps over the top of the pile. Great job taking care of the football. Has it high and tight as he jumps over.
Norway Rulis on for his 3rd extra point try. The Huskies have never trailed in this game and now have their largest lead. The Cardinals, by way of the use of 3 timeouts, will get the ball back with 58 seconds to go. But this has been a frustrating day for Ball State, hoping to expand on its 2-game win streak. And right now, at least by the first half indications, that is in jeopardy.
You know, we talked about it a little bit, Jim. Just Ball State trying to play this game they want to play fast, get the lead, and then, you know, run the clock out, and then UConn won't be able to catch up. But UConn has dictated the entire tempo of this game. They've run the football. They went up early. They've consistently been able to get first downs on the ground, and now this is UConn's game. This is where they want to be because now they can run it, run the clock out. They don't have to throw the football at all. I would be surprised if we see them throw it 5-10 more times the rest of this day. They're just going to run the ball.
And again, with over 150 yards on the ground, this is exactly what UConn needs. And Turner's been doing a lot of running from his quarterback spot and some fake handoffs to put UConn in scoring position with 3 first-half touchdowns. Eli's places at halftime as he goes undercover at Penn State. I wonder if he fooled anybody.
I saw the clip. It's a pretty funny one. I think he had the whole staff fooled.
He went to the makeup artist and everything in it, didn't he?
He looked like something else. I'm not really sure what it was, but
something else.
It was a funny series.
Amechi Uzodinma with the return, and it's a good one. Almost broke contain at the 30. So the Cardinals have 52 seconds to go, and no surprises what the offense has got to do, at least try to get in position for 3 and narrow this to a 1-score game. John Paddock, 12 of 18 for 90 yards.
This is where Paddock has to play his best football. You got the ball on the 31-yard line. 30 yards gets you in field goal range, or at least close to it. Got to distribute it here, and you can't turn it over.
Amir Abdul-Rahman, one of the receivers on the far outside, to Paddock's right. 4-receiver set. Rahman with the catch. He's been battling some injuries lately. They'll stand him up, and the clock will continue to move. Would have been advantageous to get out of bounds. Instead, they're going to lose some time here.
Saw UConn's DBs keeping them in bounds. They're just playing more physical than they are right now.
35 seconds to go, first half. Paddock broke it up. It'll be 3rd down and now flag as one of the receivers went down, got a real bump. Might have been one of the tight ends that got clobbered. That's Brady Hunt, I think. And Hunt going off to the sidelines.
Looks like it's going to be a personal foul on Chris Sheeran there for hitting a defenseless receiver. If I'm right on that, that is a huge penalty.
Yeah, check that. That's Koziel, 88, not 80. And we already know he was shaken up earlier in the week, or earlier this year. So Tanner Koziel, the outstanding freshman, is down
illegal blindside
at the 40-yard line on the Ball State sidelines.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I'll show you to you from our high end zone position as to how it happened. Sheeran doesn't believe it's the right call, but it's probably pretty obvious. Almost nowhere near Koziel. First down now at the 48 of UConn with 30 seconds to go. Paddock shotgun. Flushed out, firing on the run, and out of bounds. Intended for Amir Abdurrahman. And 6 seconds off the clock. I always say that the middle of the field is more open than others. Would you suggest, even without a timeout, a throw down the seam?
Yeah, if it's going to get you a first down, you can throw it in the middle of the field. You then have time to go up and clock it or spike it, stop the clock, get a couple plays before you got to kick a field goal.
No timeouts left for the Cardinals. Huskies will rush 4, drop 7. Paddock will throw, nobody there. Intended for Jay-Sean Jackson. Now we're down to 19 seconds in the first half. Right now, this is UConn's game to win.
It really is, and this UConn secondary is playing well. I mean, every part of their team, you see guys stepping up, young guys who haven't played a ton of football. Trey Wortham's played well today and played extremely well last week as well.
Again, 3 interceptions on the season for the defender of the Huskies secondary. Huskies sideline pretty fired up right now as Tyler goes in motion. Line to gain the 38. Paddock in trouble. Fires incomplete. Intended for Brady Hunt with 14 seconds to go. The Cardinals will not take a chance here and will punt it away.
Big boy Price Yates on the pressure there for UConn. Take a look at it. See number 90 there, Price Yates. He's going to come around the outside on the stunt. And Ball State can't pick it up. Great play design there by Jim Mora to get the big boy number 90 loose.
Huskies will let it go. Don't want to take a chance and reached into the first half. The ball actually hit one of the down linemen and almost was returned for a touchdown by Ball State.
Ruling on the field is that the kick crossed the goal line, resulting in a touchback. First down, UConn, 20-yard line.
Barring a defensive penalty, end of the first half to commence here shortly.
What a first half for UConn.
Boy.
I mean, Jim Mora, Nick Charlton, just done a great job, great plan. And if you're Mike New, you're going into halftime telling your guys that, listen, we've been in this situation before many times. We've gotten outplayed in the first half our last almost 3-4 games. Let's do what we do in the second half to go win this ball game.
In other words, what you're saying is Ball State's got them right where they want them.
Exactly. This is where they play their best football.
This time an 11-point deficit against the Huskies of Jim Mora. Ryan Turner's had a terrific first half for the Huskies, and they have a 21-10 lead at the break. Jolie, a freshman, has a touchdown. Turner has a touchdown. And UConn has a 2-score lead.
What do you got there? Hospital bill for me? For $1,200? Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did. He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Aflac is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
Season 2 of Eli's Places, now available on ESPN+. And in the most unique episode of the season, Eli goes undercover as Chad Powers to try out as a walk-on at Penn State.
How do you find your walk-ons here at Penn State?
We have a tryout process, which we do twice a year, once in the fall, which happens to be today, and once in the spring.
You know, Coach, to truly understand the walk-on experience, I think I need to try out.
We can give it a try, but I worry you'd be a little bit of a distraction.
Let me have it. If I was going to blend in as a college student, I needed to look the part. So, I hired a team of Hollywood makeup artists. I think I need a little backstory. How about this? My name's Chad Powers. I'm a substitute teacher and part-time bartender, and I get to try out for my favorite team. How about that?
I think that'll sell. I think Mark Wahlberg did it, and it was a big hit in Invincible.
How about my name's Chad Powers. I'm a substitute teacher and part-time carpenter, and I get to walk on and try out for my favorite team.
Way different.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Chad Powers. Hey, I'm Chad Powers. So, Chad Powers. Kind of feeling a little Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused. All right, all right, all right.
Whoa!
The name's Powers, Chad Powers, the next great Penn State quarterback.
Well, if you throw as well as that mustache looks, then I think you're going to make the team.
I got a hose. Always have.
Don't come out throwing deep right away. Get some completions in early.
Nope, going deep. Go ball. Go ball, post ball, roll out, double post, post corner. Get the arm on tape. You got to get the arm on tape.
I mean, I personally don't like that approach. I'm just telling you, right?
Well,
The way to make the team is to show them you can move the chains with completions.
Chad does it his way. Chad likes to throw it deep.
Third person. Wow.
Yeah. Fact. The arm's loose. It's oiled up. It's ready to go.
All right. Go get him.
Coach Franklin, Chad Powers. I'm going to be your starting quarterback.
Is that you, Eli?
How'd you know?
I'd know that Manning face from anywhere. I don't know. It's a bad look.
It's a bad look? I thought it would sell.
I think you're going to need this, brother.
Oh, man.
Good luck.
Oh, man. All right, checking in?
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Right here?
Yeah.
All right.
Catch new episodes of Eli's Places each Wednesday and catch up on previous episodes anytime on demand on ESPN+. Ab and I are back with halftime highlights in a moment.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We are
Mighty!
annoying. Go. Thanks, Mom. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate.
There are some surprises in the Mid-American Conference today as we take a look at the scoreboard. This might be one of them since the Cardinals were a touchdown favorite in this game. They trailed 21-10. Already Miami has gone down to Bowling Green as Scott Loeffler tries to get the Falcons back. They stunned Miami today 17-13 while Central Michigan got a late score to beat Akron in the Battle of Teams with just one win. Buffalo is ready to make it 4 straight, leading UMass from start to finish. Northern Illinois trying to get off the schneid, leading Eastern in the first quarter 7-0. And it's early, but Kent State leading the leaders in the West, Toledo, by a score of 7-0 as well. When we come back, we'll take a look at first half highlights. And they have been dominated by UConn and its running game. Huskies 21, Cardinals 10. Adam and I return in a moment.
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase until January and calling that a tax cut.
The taxes can be changed at any moment.
How much worse does it have to get before you make a change?
It is a beautiful October college football Saturday on the campus of Ball State University as we get set to start the second half momentarily with the Huskies and Independent leading the Cardinals for the MAC 21-10. With Adam Brenneman, Jim Barber, if you can run the football for 300 yards as Huskies did last week, you win. And they're on pace to do the same thing today.
I mean, wow. UConn has just dominated this ball game so far. And now Ball State, if they're going to have a chance to come back, Ja'Shawn Jackson and John Paddock are going to have to play their best football. I think this one's going to come down to the final possession.
Zion Turner is 18 years of age from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All he knows how to do is win 3 consecutive high school state championships in Fort Lauderdale. He looks like a winner today.
He has certainly been a winner. He's been so impressive, standing in the pocket, delivering the football. But when he's best is when he's on the move, like you see right there. They roll him out, let him get the ball to his playmakers in space. He is playing extremely confident.
Turner and Joe Lee already with touchdown catches in this game. And when necessary, Victor Rosa gets a chance, and he is a freshman as well.
Yeah, you would never know that Victor Rosa is a true freshman. And then they also have their big running back, Robert Burns, who's the veteran of the group. And he's been a man amongst boys out there today, diving over the pile to get in the end zone. The running backs have been the stars of the show.
And the Huskies get the football to start the second half, averaging almost 7 yards a carry, and there is the third down dilemma for Ball State for the second consecutive week.
It keeps showing up for Ball State. They got to be better on third down. And for UConn, they've run the ball 22 times so far in the first half. They have a 40 rush rule. If you run the ball 40 times, you normally win the game. They're on pace to do that, and they're going to run it a ton in the second half.
And they're going to get the football again to start the second half. Can Turner lead into a victory on the road? We are about to find out.
What do you got there? Hospital bill for me? For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did. He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
You're watching the MAC on ESPN, ready for the second half from Muncie, Indiana. What kind of thrills might we have in this one, where the Cardinals have found the second half to their liking? Adam Brenneman, Jim Barber, 50-yard line seats from Schumann Stadium. A low line drive kick, Victor Rosa, about the 7. Pretty good kick returner. Always finds his way up near the 30 and then some. Shoved out of bounds. Let's see if Turner has the second half at quarterback. They had the first. You're Tyler Stockton, you're the defensive coordinator for Ball State. What adjustments are you making?
Yeah, you're going to have to load the box and try to stop the run. I mean, Tyler Stockton likes to bring different pressures. You know, he's known as being an innovative defensive coordinator that kind of has a pressure of the week or a scheme of the week. He mixes it up a ton. But this comes down to stopping the run. UConn's going to try to run the football, run it down their throat, and just end this game on their terms.
Certainly by running a football, you use clock and plenty of it. Turner with a look at the defense. Now Burns, an offset eye to Rosa. Cuts back up, and Victor Rosa on the first play of the second half is up near the sticks. Good enough for the first down and a pickup of 10, and looks like they picked up where they left off.
Yeah, I would have loved to heard what Mike New said to his team at halftime as we see Victor Rosa limping off. I mean, they don't have anyone else. Robert Burns is their next running back, kind of plays fullback. And then they said they may put Aaron Turner, the wide receiver, at running back if one of them goes down.
Burns with 59 yards running and Rosa with 60. Yeah, it's not like the NFL or the free agency market or the waiver market where you can pick up somebody during the week.
UConn had even talked about there'd be rumors of them putting Jelani Stafford, their big defensive lineman, at running back if they had to, because he had played running back in high school. But he's 300 pounds. I wouldn't want to tackle that guy back there. I would love to see him go out there and run the football.
He may have to get ready the way things are going. Jolie in motion now as a outside receiver on the boundary. And Turner will have a look. Dangerous pass, picked off. Turner right in the middle of trouble. And that's exactly what he got. 40, Pierce with a pick. Cole Pierce, huge interception off the deflection. And that is the first incomplete pass that Turner has thrown. Perhaps it turns out to be a big one.
That is exactly what this Ball State defense needed. Cole Pierce just playing his inside zone. Bounces off the receiver's pads. Good things happen when you're around the football. Cole Pierce is always around it.
Yep.
And he comes away with a pick right there. Jim, I don't know why they're throwing the football. You ran it for a first down already in that drive. It's 2nd down and 7. Just run the ball, and then those bad things happen.
Excellent point as Jackson running wide to the near boundary, gets a couple, making it 2nd down. So you waste part of that 2-for-1 starting the second half of the ball after you throw to start the game.
Yeah, it's the old momentum saying that everyone talks about. Once you have momentum, you got to do everything you can to keep momentum. That was a big momentum shift right there.
Back to Steele, and Steele gains some momentum. And will present a 3rd and short. Now this is a 3rd down. Ball State has got to convert. 2 for 8 in the first half, 0 for 13 last week on 3rd down. And Steele has the first down past the 40. And we don't break down the statistics of what are the 3rd down situations. 3rd and long, 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. Perhaps that's something we can work on between games, because that number has got to get better.
Well, really, to me, it comes down to they haven't been great on 1st or 2nd down, which makes it hard on 3rd down. They're in a lot of 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 5. Those aren't high conversion rates. You got to be at 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3.
Here's Vaughn Pemberton, and he is swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage, and a loss of 1. We've talked so much about Turner, but this defense today has been special for the Huskies. We've seen Boyer Randall in the middle of Sumner. Boyer Randall is the Michigan State transfer, 0, as Will Jones is now in the game. Cardinals have been unable to get their running game to some significance. Paddock fires a bullet, and that should have been picked off, and it's incomplete. 19, Durante Jones, who had 13 tackles earlier against NC State, nearly had a pick.
Just a tough catch for Johannes Tyler to make, and Durante Jones is going to want to have that one back. John Paddock has to bring that ball down. One of the cardinal sins of a quarterback, you can't throw the ball high over the middle of the field, because number one, your receiver can get blown up if he's reaching up, or what just happened right there, it gets tipped and a possible interception. Got to bring it down.
Got to pick up 11 here. Huskies showing 4 down linemen will rush 4. Paddock with time out of the backfield. Jackson on the release has got the first down. How about that? Didn't appear Jayshon Jackson had a lot of running room, but he caught it beyond the 35 and he gets it down to the 28. Good work by the senior wide receiver. Good for 12.
Yeah, Jayshon Jackson had a bunch of touches, 8 of them in the first half. If they're going to win this game, Jim, they may need to get 20 touches to Jayshon Jackson. You're going to see Brady Hunt here, number 80, having the block in the middle of the field. That play the whole time was designed to get him the ball in the flat. They had blockers in front of him, converted a big 3rd down.
Carson Steele back in the game at him at the 35-yard line as the running back. He gets the call straight ahead. Carson Steele, who almost never gets tackled for loss. And a solid first down gain at the 22. And you figure that 3rd down numbers have got to get better if Steele can run well on first down.
Exactly. Steele almost always falls forward, which is so impressive. He's such a physical back.
Back to Steele again. Going to be held up. They'll mark him at the 21. 3rd and 3. Now, if you get stopped here on 3rd down, you're going to go for it?
I would think they're going to kick it. Make it a 14-point game, but I'm sorry, make it a one-score game. But you know, it's a situation that they feel good about their kicker. It's how much confidence do you have in your offense in John Paddock? You know, they got some benefits early of going for it on 4th down and converting.
Need to get it to the 18. Paddock looks and fires up in the air, incomplete. Hard catch for Brady Hunt, and now decision time for Mike Newton and the Cardinals. And they will elect to go for 3. Does that have something to do with the fact that John is struggling at quarterback?
I think so. I mean, you know, with today's game of football, with analytics and everything, you see more and more teams going for it on 4th and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 4, just with the percentages of the chances you make the kick versus the chances you get the 4th down conversion. But they're struggling, and now that they have a chance to make this an 8-point game right here and get it within 1 score.
38 yards from the left hash. Low line drive kick is good. Ben Van Gooten, his 2nd field goal of the game. Both less than 40, but the Cardinals now draw within a score, now by 8.
What do you got there? A hospital bill for me? For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did. He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Gap!
That's why there's Aflac. It pays you money to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh?
Don't tell me he high-stepping. He stole my move.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. When I was a young girl, I was trafficked, drugged, and raped. The traffickers forced me to have multiple abortions. Last year, I begged Governor Pritzker to preserve the right of parents to know if their daughters were about to undergo an abortion. Governor Pritzker didn't listen to me, but I hope that you will.
I don't know. All I know is we threw 4 interceptions and fumbled once. 1 interception they returned for a touchdown. 3 others were in our end of the field where they scored points. That's all I know. That's inexcusable. Inexcusable. Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
By the way, Jim Moore's son was the defensive coordinator of the Niners in that game that pulled off those 5 takeaways. More on that story in a moment after the kickoff for Ball State. By the way, Jim Moore, the defensive coordinator, has done quite a job in this game, limiting Ball State to just 1 score. And at midfield, when the Cardinals just got the ball, to continue on the story, the playoff comment that gained a lot of publicity after the game was something that Jim Moore, the coach of UConn, said his dad hated until they took a ISO trip to see the troops overseas. And Jim, the dad, former Marine, met up with some Marines, and the Marines said they had a request. Can you say playoffs? Playoffs? And he did. And after that, the son said he kind of grew accustomed to the phrase that captivated the sports world. Huskies with the football to start. Turner out to the flat. By the way, we were pleasantly surprised that Jim Moore didn't say bowl game when he brought up the possibility during our conference call during the week, but kind of look like a bowl team right now, don't they?
They really do. And when we asked him this week, he was not thrilled for us bringing up the bowl game possibility.
Number 64, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Thanks for taking a punch for me, because I was the one who asked the question.
I thought for sure we were going to get a bowl game ran at. Bowl game? We're talking about bowl games? We're only 6 weeks into the season. Would have been great. I would have started recording that thing.
Yes. But he said it with a smile. And frankly, if the Huskies get a win today, they'll be 4-4 with a 3-game homestand coming up to start with BC in 2 weeks. So the chances of being considered for a bowl game would get stronger. Turner pulls the ball out and runs. And Zion Turner scampering to the sidelines, depending on where they spot him. I think he's just shy of the first down marker. on a 1st and 15, but he has given them such an asset to their running game without some of their key running backs already having been hurt. A pickup of 14 by Zion Turner, the freshman.
They're running a zone read play here, so Zion Turner is going to read the handoff, and he's going to read the end-man line of scrimmage you can't quite see in your screen right here to the right. That guy crashes inside. Sorry, it was number 6 there. He crashes inside. He then pulls the ball and has all the running room in the world.
In the meantime, back to live action and no gain on that play. So it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
You know, in these zone read plays, it's impressive for a true freshman to be able to handle all these different reads. He's reading, as we saw right there, the end-man line of scrimmage. And then once he pulls it, he also has receivers running routes. So it's first a read on the running back. Then does he then when he's running with it, does he run himself or does he throw it down the field? Really 3 different options during that play right there.
We'll go back to that comment we heard during the week that the thing about young Turner at 18 years of age, he leads.
Yeah.
He is a leader. And out there, he has been leading his team to an 8-point lead, and now 1st down and more clock to use. You were talking about the running game, Adam, and that just starts to kill some more time in favor of UConn.
It really does. You know, and we were talking to Jim Mora about Turner. He said a lot of times you have to be worried about overwhelming your young quarterbacks. He goes, there's no worry there. He does not get overwhelmed.
And when you think about it, with everybody being hurt, I mean, you got to put a lot on his plate, don't they?
They really do. I mean, he's making decisions up there, and he's reading everything, reading the defense. This Ball State defense, led by Tyler Stockton, isn't easy to read. They're doing different things. They got different personnel in there. He's done a really solid job today. You know, the turnover, bounce off the receiver's chest. It was a risky throw in the middle of the field. You got to take some off of that, but other than that turnover, he's been perfect today.
Yeah, fortunately, it just cost UConn 3 instead of 7. 2nd and 11, already 7 minutes gone by in the 3rd quarter. Rosa carries the football. It'll be a 3rd and long, but they've made up some of the yardage for the penalty. Clayton call up there. Cole Pierce, who already has a pick in this game. Tyler Stockton can use another turnover here, or at the very least a defensive stand to get his offense. The team, Ball State led by John Paddock, the ball back. What do you like here on 3rd down with the offense?
I mean, I think they got to get Turner on the edge. He does his best when he's rolling out, when he's throwing, when he's on the run. Now they're going to drop him back.
5 for 7 on 3rd down, man coverage, and shoots it way down the field, incomplete. Well, an interesting call as they decide to go deep. Maybe they saw something. And now we'll give up the football, so the Cardinals are inching back in this one.
This is exactly what Mike New talked to his team about at halftime. I guarantee it. He said, we need a turnover, and we need to get a couple stops on 3rd down. And they did it. They got a turnover on the first drive, and now got a stop on 3rd down as we see some trickery here from the UConn punt team.
Yeah. Now in position, Caratan to punt. High end over end for Ja'Shawn Jackson. Will let it go. And they're going to pin the Cardinals deep in their own territory. We're separated by 1 score, touchdown and a 2-point conversion with 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
It's a double whammy for motorists, the highest gas prices that we have seen at the pump in over 7 years.
How much longer will you play the fool?
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase until January and calling that a tax cut.
How much more of Pritzker can you afford?
The taxes can be changed at any moment.
How much worse does it have to get before you make a change?
Aflac.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that.
Gap.
Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
Gap.
I think this goat is saying gap.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
So who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Aflac. Gap. Aflac. Gap.
It's about to go down, baby.
Aflac.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Non-conference today for Ball State, but back into the league next week. Akron and Kent State, Toledo and Buffalo, the showdown between East and West. Bowling Green, a surprise winner today, will be at Central Michigan. NIU at Ohio. Eastern Michigan here against Ball State. And Kent State is leading Toledo, which is the only undefeated team in the West. 21-7 in the first quarter on 3 rushing touchdowns.
It's a great thing about the MAC. You just never know what's going to happen week in and week out. You can't predict it.
We haven't even got to the action during the week in November when all bets are off.
That's when it gets wild.
11-yard line.
7:05 to go, third quarter. Adam Brenneman, Jim Barber today on ESPN. Cardinals pinned back to their own 11. They're trailing by 8. John Paddock from the shotgun. Talked about the importance of first down and getting quality yards to set up a short on third down if you get to that point, because the numbers are pretty bad for the Cardinals on third down over the last 2 weeks. Tanner Koziel, who electrified this crowd with 2 touchdown catches 2 weeks ago, has been very quiet the last couple of weeks. You mentioned maybe a bit of an injury has hampered him. He was shaken up earlier today.
Yeah, he just ran on the field for this play. Wasn't in the first 2 plays on first and second down. He's now out wide. The number 3 receiver there. See if they try to get him the ball on third down.
They bunched the receivers for the moment. Now Hunt comes to the near side with that Koziel. And that one broken up at the first down marker, intended for Jay-Sean Jackson. Sheeran, who earlier had the 15-yard penalty, comes up with a deflection.
Trying to get Jay-Sean Jackson the ball here. And Chris Sheeran is on lockdown mode out there. He's had a big game, gets that left arm in there, breaking the ball up. Clean play, not holding. You know, we talked to Jim Mora. They use, sometimes in practice, boxing gloves on their defensive backs to make sure they can't hold in practice. And it keeps their penalties down on the outside.
Smart idea. Lucas Burrows punt, lands at the 45 and goes the other way. The Huskies gain about 10 yards in a backwards bounce on the punt. And we'll be in plus territory when we come back.
Timeout on the field.
6 to go, third quarter.
What do you got there? A hospital bill for me? For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did. He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Gap!
That's why there's Aflac. It pays you money to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh?
Don't tell me he high-stepping. He stole my move.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
Today the MAC, already some finals. Central Michigan wins on the road and Bowling Green surprises at home. No surprise with Buffalo's lead from start to finish. Northern Illinois has an advantage over Eastern Michigan. Biggest surprise is Kent State leading Toledo from the west, should Toledo lose. As Burns carries on first down and a quality run. Should Toledo lose, everybody in the west where Ball State plays will have at least one defeat. Robert Burns has been a handful.
UConn's going to run a fake reverse here. Burns fakes the pitch on the end around and just knifes it up inside. Great job getting north and south. But you see him have a little fun with the fake pitch there. The guys love that kind of stuff.
10 carries now for Burns for 69 yards. Rosa 10 carries for 63.
False start, number 80. Offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
That's on the tight end, Brown. Brings him to a 2nd and 9. Negates the 6-yard run. Turner in motion. They'll pitch it to Rosa. Trying to find somewhere on the edge to gain And now carries it down to the 40. And more importantly for the Huskies, clock continues to move. And if you pick up another first down, you use some more time. Is this 4-down territory if you're stopped here?
I think they'll probably go for this, and then if they were to get another first down, they're in field goal range. Easy, make it a field goal, make it a 2-score game.
Again, need to get the ball to the 36. Rosa running to the wide side. They're going to mark him down about 1.5 yards shy.
I'd be shocked if they don't go for this
Jim
here.
Moore doubles as the defensive coordinator and also as the head coach. Nick Charlton is the offensive coordinator. Bigger package here on 4th down.
Yeah, they're bringing in right now. You just saw a run on the field. Cale Millen. They're kind of running quarterback. And you see the bottom of the screen now, all the way out on the left side is Zion Turner playing wide receiver.
Millen needs to pick up 1.5 yards. He's number 10 in the shotgun. Direct snap to him. He will keep. And did he get the first down? Sideline official right at the marker. Quan Amos says no, he didn't, but the official signal is first down, and now the Huskies are going to go fast. Now Millen will be a wide receiver to the near side.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier reached the line to gain for a first down. Play is under further review.
Well, this is a break for Ball State because defensively, they might not have been lined up for the quick snap by UConn. More importantly, they get another look at this.
Yeah, you see Rob Burns, number 30, is who makes this play happen as the lead blocker. And Cale Millen, the quarterback, tries to lower his shoulder, get the first down.
Tyler Potts was up there defending, number 4. You know, from that angle, it looks like he's short, but that'd be a bit misleading.
Yeah, it looks like, it's tough to tell from this angle. Potts does a great job coming up and blowing that thing up. Cale Millen not used to running with a lot of bodies around him as a quarterback.
Potts played only 1 game over the last couple of years due to the pandemic and other things in 2021, but he has been a stable defender in that secondary, number 4 in red. Well, this is a big call from up in the booth because it was 4th and 1. Don Bundy is the replay official taking a look at what you're seeing here on your screen.
I think this one's going to be hard to overturn. It looks like, it's where the ball is. It looks like it's so close. They have to have indisputable evidence to overturn it. Called it a first down on the field. But Jim, it's been cool to see Nick Charlton, the UConn offensive coordinator, have some fun with these different packages, bringing Cale Millen in the game, putting Zion Turner,
After review,
Zion Turner out at wide receiver.
Ruling on the field of a first down stands.
Well, you're perfect today on booth calls.
I don't want to know what my record is throughout the year. I might be 2-40.
Kicking up your percentage nicely today. Getting late in the 3rd quarter. Getting really late for Ball State.
Number 0 for the defense of
team
Connecticut
down
is now
11
wearing
must
jersey
defend
number 44.
another fresh set of downs.
Defense Connecticut is now wearing 44.
Football at the 36. Zion Turner back in the quarterback spot. Back to the running game. 1 tackle broken by Rosa. Turned a loss into a gain of 3 or 4 yards. 3 actually.
Victor Rosa, man, have a day. And these runs, he should have been tackled 3 yards in the backfield there. It's an outside zone. Ball State's defensive line plays it well, and he just takes it right up inside.
At Bristol Central High School, he played both quarterback and running back.
You've heard me say the term knife it a couple times. That just means stick your foot in the ground and get north and south as fast as possible.
Now Burns goes out. Turner throws on a flanker screen here that will gain a few yards. Ball loose. Unfortunately for the Huskies, they covered up. Valentin Sen, 71 up there to get it. Kevin Clarcius on the catch.
Looks like his knee was down, so It's going to be called down no matter what, but good job by the big lineman seeing the football on the ground and jumping on it. Heads up play.
Now 3rd and 3. UConn 5 of 9 on 3rd down. Turner to the outside, not going to be enough. Well, maybe it will be if the other Turner can shake loose, and instead he's going backwards. All the way back to the 40, and a loss of 11. How did that happen? Is Jordan Riley up to make the stop? Now UConn has to punt.
You see Justin Jolie run the flat route, number 84 blocking for him up front. But that's one where the young freshman has to know the forward progress rule.
Yeah.
Just let him hold you up. Jim, I don't understand why they keep throwing the football. You're up by 8 points. You're running the football at a high clip. It's 3rd down and 3. You may be in 4-down territory right there. Run the ball. Just run the football. You're doing it so well.
Good point. Well, the ball got saved somehow, but it's going to be ruled a touchback. So with 1:20 to go, to the 20-yard line we go, which is better field position than Ball State has today.
Across the goal line, therefore,
than it had moments ago.
Touchback, 1st down, Ball State.
You know, Jim, too, the interception UConn threw on the first drive of the second half was a play. I'm surprised they threw the ball there, too. I mean, you're going to have to throw it to win the game, don't get me wrong, but some of these situations, 3rd down and 3, Victor Rosa and Robert Burns are playing the best football they've played in their lives right now. Give them the ball.
John Paddock trying to work an unbelievable comeback here, but since his NIU game of 403 yards, he's been brought down to earth. Mike New told us something interesting about that. He said, you know, when I had the comeback of the century for Ball State back in the 90s, the following week I stuck up the joint at Cincinnati and we got slaughtered. He said, and you know, for John Paddock, who really is still relatively young, his first year of starting experience, you know, it's an eye-opener to come down from a legendary game to this.
Yeah, and he was lucky enough that they won the game that he played so bad in.
Yep. Off the fake, looking down the field. And that ball is incomplete. Malik Dixon Williams back defending. Now we go to 3rd and 9. And 3rd down has been a real Achilles heel for the Cardinals. And it goes back to a point you made earlier, that 3rd down and long is a problem.
Yeah, you're going to see Amir Abdur-Rahman here at the bottom of the screen running the go route. Thought he was going to give his big receiver a shot. Just a concept where you got a flat route, a middle route, and a deep route.
Paddock shooting one down the field. Nobody there. Penalty flag on the play, though. Jackson got knocked down at the 40.
Flag of the play.
Don't know if it was Dixon Williams or Stan Kress that got a hold of him, or Cross, but either way, looks like it's pass interference against UConn. Or was there a deflection? If there was, there is no pass
foul
interference.
For defensive pass interference. The ball was tipped in the backfield. Pass is incomplete.
Huge break for the Huskies. And instead of Ball State with a 1st down, the Huskies will get the ball back.
When you can't get to the quarterback, what do? Put your hands up in the air, and Delmont Gordine does exactly that. Those big long arms tip it up in the air and saves the pass interference call. The rule there: if the ball's tipped, everything's off. You can hit whoever you want.
Yep.
Play some football, and Gordine, who's been impressive for this UConn defense, does a good job.
The ruling on the field of the previous play is under further review.
So what's the question here? Was it deflected, or was there some type of targeting?
I'm not sure, but
infuriated.
Mike New is absolutely heated on the sideline.
I'm trying to run interference with him right now to make sure that he doesn't pick up a penalty.
It was clearly tipped at the line of scrimmage. Oh.
No, it wasn't.
Maybe it wasn't.
How about that?
I don't think it was. Okay, well, from the other angle, it looked like it was. But I don't think
did.
he got his hand on it. I think it was just a duck. I think it came out of Paddock's hand in an awkward way. It made it look like it was tipped. You see how it kind of starts spinning in a weird direction.
The beauty of replay is going to help the Cardinals here because that play is going to result in a pass interference call. Wow. Well, now you know why Mike New was so angry.
His coaches up in the booth are telling him that thing wasn't tipped.
Yeah. And I bet they weren't doing it quietly either.
Yeah, there were probably some strong words exchanged there, and New was relaying the message to the officials. I don't think it was tipped at all, but it does look like it changes the spin, the rate of the spin a little bit. You see it right there. It looks like it gets a fingertip on it, but I think that's just the way it came out of his hand.
It was determined the ball was not tipped. Therefore, pass interference, defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
This could be a game changer.
Yeah, that was going to be the second 3-and-out in a row for the Ball State offense after getting the ball back, and now they get a first down handed to him. Now, can John Paddock, Carson Steele, Kevin Lynch, offensive coordinator, put something together? They got to move the football and get some points here almost the end of the third quarter.
Just one touchdown in this game, that by Carson Steele from a yard out on a 4th and 1. And a first down, Steele carries straight ahead to the 43 and a pickup of 7. Here's Tanner Koziel in the game, 88. UConn penalties now adding up. 9 for 75 yards. That could turn out to be a big one. Second and short for Paddock. And that's picked off. Malik, Dixon, Wallace with the interception. And the break the Cardinals got on the replay review has now been negated.
Well, he was trying to go to his big tight end, Tanner Koziel, there in the middle of the field.
UConn, that's their first of the game.
That was for a sideline celebration, I think.
You see Koziel is going to come across the middle of your screen. And Malik Dixon-Williams goes up and gets it. We talked about it. We talked about how John Paddock has to bring the ball down in the middle of the field. You got to bring it down. When it's high, bad things happen. And Malik Dixon-Williams looks like a wide receiver going up to catch that thing. An impressive play.
It's to celebrate on the sidelines. As the third quarter is about to come to an end, Victor Rosa carries. Huskies back in command. We'll start the fourth quarter with UConn with
That's
a
the
football
end of the third
around
quarter.
the 40-yard line at the 38. Don't go away. Ball State usually makes these endings rather thrilling.
It's ridiculous over here in Illinois. It really is.
How much worse does it have to get?
It's a double whammy for motorists, the highest gas prices that we have seen at the pump in over 7 years.
How much longer will you play the fool?
Only thing Illinois is doing is delaying a gas tax increase until January and calling that a tax cut.
How much more of Pritzker can you afford?
The taxes can be changed at any moment.
How much worse does it have to get before you make a change?
Flat.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that.
Gap.
Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
I think this goat is saying gap.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
So who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Flat. Gap. Flat. Gap.
It's about to go down, baby.
Flat.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Flat.
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
This is Steele in the end zone. Touchdown. Right you are, sir. Turner, first down throw to the end zone. Touchdown. 39 yards. We start the fourth quarter with Robert Burns carrying the ball up to the 40-yard line. Huskies in the visiting white uniforms. The Cardinals are decked out today in white helmets, white jerseys, and red pants. UConn and Independent try to win for the 4th time in 8 games. So at stake today is a move closer for these two teams to bowl eligibility. Doesn't count in the conference standings for Ball State. Counts for the overall number, though, for the bowl. Penalty flag at the end of this play. It would have been short by about a yard. However, this is against Ball State. It's going to be a first down for the Huskies.
I think they're going to call Nick Jones on targeting here. And if they do, it is a huge play in this ball game. That was a 3rd down stop.
That would come under review, and Jones could lose eligibility in this game and the first half of next week.
Personal foul, targeting, number 1, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. The play is under further review.
Would have been 4th and short. Instead.
Yep. That looks like the textbook targeting call. Helmet to helmet, leading with his crown.
We're talking with Don Bondi, who is the replay official up in the booth, as to the review of targeting. Of course, that comes under question every week in these games. This is helmet to helmet, isn't it?
It looks like it, and this is going to be just a big play in the game. Ball State was going to get the ball back. UConn was going to punt there and pin them deep, you know, on 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. Ball State's offense hasn't been able to do anything, so you're going to give it back and pin them. Now it's going to be a fresh set of downs for them.
And if it holds, if it is targeting confirmed, without one of your better defenders. This review, because it is significant, is taking some time.
This one's taking a while. One of our longest ones of the day so far.
After review, it was determined number 1 did not use the crown of his helmet. Therefore, there is no targeting.
That's a huge break for the Ball State Cardinals. So we'll have 4th and very short for the Huskies. And they're not going to take a chance here. So 2 replays in favor of Ball State here in the second half.
Yeah, they're just going to pin them deep here. And again, Ball State's offense isn't doing anything. They can't get any first downs. Give them the ball back and let your defense try to win this game.
The defense that's allowed only 1 touchdown today. That's a short punt. Cardinals will have decent field position, needing a touchdown and a 2 to tie.
I'm your football obsessed best man. When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate.
During commercial break, Don Bondi, replay official, explained to us that Nick Jones collided with the side of his helmet, not with the crown. So therefore, targeting was negated. Penalty flag was taken away. These are the rules. Dangerous hit involving a launch. An upward thrust or a severe strike results in targeting. 15-yard penalty. Player excused for the rest of the game, and with possibilities, in this case, of a second penalty of the first half of the next game. But that's not going to take place. Nick Jones is okay.
Yeah, Nick Jones did a good job too. He started to launch with the crown of his helmet and then pulls his head kind of out of it, gets the right side of his helmet in there, and appreciate the clarification from the replay official.
Gives the Cardinals a chance here. Bunch of receivers to the right of Paddock. Can he lead a touchdown drive here? Now Jackson, in motion to the near side. Up too high again, intended for Amir Abdul-Rahman, and you explained about the fastball today has been up in the zone.
Yeah, it's been high, and just bad things happen when you throw the ball high. He's just been a little bit off today. Paddock has been so accurate, gets the ball out so quickly, just doesn't seem to be quite himself right now. But for Ball State, for as poor as you've kind of played throughout the game, to have the ball right now in a one-score game, you have a chance.
5 consecutive incompleted passes for Paddock. Ball is picked up and is going to be returned. Looked as if Paddock might have gone ahead with his arm, and he's talking with the referee about that, saying, wait a minute, that was an incompleted pass. The question is, and UConn doing the right thing, returned it all the way to the 1, which is what you're supposed to do, but that doesn't mean a play is going to stand.
It looked like from up here he was throwing that ball when it came out.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Fumble? Really?
That ruling is under further review.
Yeah, it looks like that arm's coming forward. He has possession of it. I think this one's going to get overturned. Looks pretty straightforward. Jim, I've been wrong before.
So Nile Opadia Yahoo, or Eula, is credited with the attack on Paddock and the return. And the question is, yeah, I mean, the ruling on the field is a return and a fumble. There's the Huskies could be in position to salt this game perhaps away.
We have had some reviews here that have big implications in this ball game.
Yes.
You see, it looks like he has possession of it as he completes the throwing motion. I think this one looks about as black and white as you can get.
Upadi Eula did the right thing, carried the ball all the way to the goal line, and they went with the call on the field. I mean, the call on the field was first and goal on the return, but it's likely going to be reversed.
After review, it was determined the quarterback's hand was coming forward with control. Therefore, it's an incomplete pass. It'll be third down at the previous spot.
Check that. That was Boyer Randall on the return, 44.
And the referees there normally side with letting them play it out and then reviewing it, because if you call it incomplete but it was actually a fumble, you stop the play completely, you don't get the return. Did the right thing there, and UConn played the whole play out.
So the Cardinals are now 3 for 3 in good reviews. You would think that would be a positive sign for them, but they have to pick up 10 to continue this series, and third down has been a nemesis for them 2 weeks in a row.
Another tough third down and 10.
4 for 12 on third down. Paddock needs 10. He's got a chance at it. Ball caught. Amir Abdul-Rahman, battling some injuries with a catch at the 42. It's a reception of 12, first down Cardinals.
This is a fabulous job of Amir Abdul-Rahman running a comeback route. You're going to see him sell like he's running a vertical, snaps it right off to the sideline, sticks his foot in the ground, gets the feet in. Great catch, great throw by John Paddock, starting to get a little bit of a rhythm now.
Big catch by Rahman, good again for a dozen. To Steele, straight ahead. Up to the 47-yard line. Cardinals need 6 plus 2 to tie this game.
Ball State still playing fast, trying to control this game with tempo.
Headed for Rahman again, this time on the near side of the boundary, incomplete. Just joining us, well, UConn has led from the start, led by as many as 11, 21-10. It is 21-13 right now Win for UConn evens its season at 4-4. Gives them a 3-game win streak. A win for Ball State would make it 3 in a row and put them over 500 at 4-3. And that's Corey Stewart done
Coming
again.
on the field for an injured
Stewart
player.
had a lot going on the last few weeks, including what Mike New says was a very difficult high ankle sprain in order for him to recover.
Stewart's one of their best offensive linemen. Tried to go last week with 50-50 going into the game. Supposed to be full go today, but he's been dealing with that ankle. And that high ankle sprain is not easy to play. When you're a left tackle and you're kicking with your left ankle, you know that's the one that's hurt. Tough one to come back from.
What's your worst injury that you remember at Penn State or at UMass?
Probably my knee, man. It's always the knee injuries.
Blitz against Paddock. Picks it up. A bullet to Presley. First down. Nick Presley catch and run inside the 40. That's huge. And John Paddock now seeming to get in some kind of rhythm after struggling. Cardinals go quick. UConn makes the defensive adjustments. Back to Rahman. Amir Abdul-Rahman with a catch. Let's go back to the reception by Presley moments ago.
Going to see UConn bring blitz here, run cover one, just man-to-man. Paddock does a great job of seeing them bring pressure and realizing he's got his receiver, Nick Presley, out wide with a one-on-one matchup. UConn mixing it up. They've been playing zone and off coverage. There they bring the house, and Paddock recognizes it.
Ja'Shawn Jackson makes one miss. He is shy by a yard of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Right now putting UConn back on its heels for a change. Fourth quarter, under 12 to go. Got a call on Steele in this instance. Right at the sticks, first down Ball State. To the 29.
We talked about how important Ja'Shawn Jackson is in this second half here. He's only has 3 touches right now. In the second half, they're going to have to get him the ball. Look for them around this 30-yard line. You normally see them try to take a shot to the end zone at some point, especially now on first down.
They've been using Steele a lot on first down, too, to run the football and gain some significant yardage to make it 2nd and shorter or 3rd and shorter. Paddock over center this time. To Carson Steele, straight ahead. Dives forward to the 25 and a pickup of 4. Ron Pemberton, 27, comes in the game for Ball State. Carson Steele goes out. John Paddock, who did not play the first 3 years in any significant role, the starter this year for Ball State, trying to lead yet another Cardinal comeback. Pemberton may have gotten a yard. 3rd and 5.
Interesting here. Ball State's going to have a decision to make if you get 4th down. You're down by 8 points, 10 minutes left in the game. If it's 4th and 1 or 2, I think they probably would go for it. If it's 4th and 3 or 4 or 5, they're going to probably kick it.
Will Jones is in the game, could double as a receiver out in the backfield. He wears 24. Big play here for Ball State. Paddock makes a man miss, and he's swallowed up back at the 30. Jim Moore is the defensive coordinator. Got to be happy with this.
This play starts with Eric Watts, the defensive end, coming around, swipes at the ball. They have a saying at UConn, sack the ball, not the quarterback, try to get it out. And then Jackson Mitchell does the rest of the work. Bring Paddock to the ground.
Playing with a screw in his thumb. You know?
He's tough as nails, man.
man.
And he's really the heartbeat of this UConn defense. He epitomizes really who they are and what they are as a program.
Long kick here for Van Gooten. Blocked. Huskies with a chance to return it. And still they'll get the football in midfield.
Wow.
That one never had a chance.
UConn takes over, first down and 10.
Timeout on the field.
What a huge play.
Huskies defense has come up with big play after big play. And this block here may have been a game changer.
I'm your football-obsessed best man.
When all eyes are on you, my eyes are glued to the game. And if you didn't bundle your home and auto insurance, well, all of this could be tough to tackle. So get Allstate.
Malcolm Bell, who's made big plays all day today, makes his biggest one yet. Blocking the kick off the edge. You're going to see him here. Number 14, and he jumps the snap count. Look how quick he gets off the football. Gets those hands out. Great hand position. That's the hardest part of blocking a kick, is getting your hands where the ball's going to be. They clearly drill that in practice. And that's a massive play in this ball game. The statistics say when you block a kick, your chances of winning go up by 40%. What a huge play.
Yeah, there's your block, and Bell hails from Montreal, Canada, where Mike Crispin, the radio voice of UConn football, is telling us today that they have ventured into the Canada area for some recruiting, about 6 hours away from the campus of UConn.
Personal foul, face mask, number 30, offense, 15-yard penalty, remains first down.
It's Robert Burns. Even though he has played a solid game today, that will cost him 15.
There aren't many play calls. You know, every offensive coordinator has this play call sheet. We talked to Kevin Lynch about it. We talked to Nick Charlton. There aren't many for first down and 25. I don't think that's a section on the call sheet that most coaches have. So
we'd like to see it if there is. Victor Rosa makes one man miss, and he is brought down inside the 30-yard line. Got wrestled to the ground. Woodard, Tavion up there to make the tackle for the Cardinals. So 2nd and 23, but more importantly for UConn, clock continues to move. Cardinals are starting to run out of chances. Freshman quarterback, freshman running back. Turner, man coverage outside, incomplete. It's a break for Ball State, stops the clock with 8:14 to go. Jordan Riley, 18, and Malcolm Lee back defending along with Amechi, Uzadima. So now Aaron Turner comes over as a wide receiver. This is 3rd and almost forever, 3rd and 27. Fumble. Ball State's got the football. Malcolm Lee. Check that, Amechi Uzadima.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Ball State.
Well, the one thing you can't do there is turn the ball over and give a big momentum shift. The freshman.
Clayton Call made the big hit initially. And then Amechi Uzadima comes up with a football. And the football is at the Huskies' 24. Well, how many lives did Ball State have in this game?
And they keep getting more and more opportunities. UConn
Ruling
let
on
them
the
hang
field,
around. They threw the
fumble
interception to
recovered by
start
the
the second
defense is under
half.
further review.
This wasn't so much a give-up play on third down, but it was to use the clock. They're going to review the play. You know, you figure that's a safe call on third down at a bunch because you're going to use some time.
Yeah.
And instead you get this.
That's exactly why you're running the ball on third and long. You just want to eat some clock and then punt it away. And Ball State's offense hasn't been able to do anything. So you're punting it to them. What you don't want to do there is turn it over and give them the ball on the 25-yard line. That's exactly what you can't do. Credit Ball State for being opportunistic, stripping at the football. It looks like Tavian Woodard is the one that gets his hand in there and strips it away. See number 6.
Bigger question is going to be, was Victor Roset down before the ball came loose? That is under review. We spent the better part of the second half with reviews. All have seemed to turn out to be very important.
Looks like his butt may be close to the ground when that ball comes out.
It's a big call by referee
After
Hudson.
review, the ruling on the field of a fumble is confirmed. First down, Ball State.
24 yards away from a touchdown and a couple yards away from a 2-point try to tie the game.
And they're just letting Ball State stay in this game, and Ball State has shown the ability in these situations to put some big comebacks together. If they can pull this one off, man. Touchdown here, 2-point conversion, ties it up, 8 minutes left.
Fake the Carson Steele, Paddock on the roll. Got a man wide open. Incomplete. Oh, man. If that's a reception by Ja'Shawn Jackson, who is down, it'd have been first and goal, and Jackson was really hurt on this play. Man, I hope he's okay.
Timeout on the field for an injury to the offense. This will be extended into a full media timeout.
My name is Dr. Brooke Bello, and I'm not a political figure. I'm a survivor. Last year, Governor Pritzker ignored my plea, my cry, taking away the rights of parents to protect their daughters. We can do better than that.
What do you got there? Hospital bill for me? For $1,200?
Gap!
Did you say Gap?
Yeah, he did. He's talking about expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Gap!
That's why there's Aflac. It pays you money to help close that gap.
Aflac, huh?
Don't tell me he high-stepping. He stole my move.
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Now this is a good sign. Ja'Shawn Jackson helped up and walking off under his own power, as they say. He was motionless for a while as we went to break. Watch Malik Dixon-Williams come in your picture. Check that Trey Wortham, number 7.
You're going to see Ja'Shawn Jackson. He's so open, he needs to just kind of slow down there. But he runs himself into coverage, and then Trey Wortham comes off and lays a big hit for the pass breakup.
2nd and 10, delay handoff, Carson Steele. Straight ahead, Carson Steele's close to the markers. It'll be 3rd and 1. Ball State in the red zone, needing a touchdown and a 2-point conversion as we're halfway through the final quarter. Steele got 9 on the play. Steele into the second line of defense. High hurdles a defender. It's 1st and goal. How about that?
Carson Steele with some hops.
Back to live action. Steele into the end zone. Touchdown. And Ball State now pulls within 2. His 5th 100-yard game of the season. More importantly, a touchdown that draws them within a conversion of tying the game. In the meantime, Brady Hunt comes off the field with holding his left arm. After the hurdle, straight ahead. Cardinals need a 2 to even the game.
Every week at practice, there's a period where you rep the one play you have if you need a 2-point conversion. They definitely worked on this play this week. Let's see if it works.
Paddock in the shotgun, biggest play of the game. Now Steele goes out as a wide receiver. Empty backfield for Paddock, looking and in trouble. And it's going to maintain a UConn 2-point lead. Bryce Yates was back defending. Carson Steele had the high hurdle right here, the best running play of the game, but Ball State stopped at the goal line on an attempted 2-point try, and it remains UConn by 2.
I'm a lifelong Democrat. I believe in serving others. We are less safe in our neighborhoods. Our tax burdens are up. Our job opportunities are down. We put Pritzker in office. He failed us.
You want to take it? Two-point conversion fails. Cardinals trail 21-19 with 7:24 to go. Still have all 3 timeouts remaining. Somehow, some way, the Cardinals continue to hang in there, despite the fact that UConn appeared to be in charge. Von Guten with a kickoff, and here comes the return by Rosa. But instead, he calls for a fair catch wisely. Take the ball to 25. Let's go back to the 2-point conversion and Paddock in the shotgun.
You're going to see they motion Carson Steele out to take one of those linebackers out with him to clear this thing up for right there Tanner Koziel to run a hook route one-on-one with the safety. See the guy goes out with Carson Steele. Tanner Koziel runs the hook route, trying to get him open. If the pressure gets there too quick, Koziel can't get open against the safety. 2-point conversion fails. Good play design. Good job dialing that thing up. They tried to clear it up to get one-on-one with their big tight end, but just didn't work out.
Could have given the ball to Steele as well. Would you have liked that or preferred what they did?
Yeah, I think in those situations you're better off throwing it just because there's so many guys on the line of scrimmage and it gives you a better chance.
Turner in trouble. Zion will keep the ball, try to get a block on the boundary, and will be driven out of bounds. They'll mark him at the 26, and he got a yard. In the second half, after Zion's great first half, he is just 3 of 6 for a -3 yards.
And he had Jacob Flynn, his receiver, wide open running across the field there.
Yeah, excuse me, I said a gain of 1, it's a gain of 6. Now Burns in the backfield next to Turner. Letting that play clock run. And Turner brought down. Houston was the big star last week. And Sidney, who had the touchdown return last week on a takeaway, now gets a big-time sack. Loss of 6.
Sidney Houston coming off the left edge here. He's unblocked. That was supposed to be a zone read play where they leave Sidney Houston unblocked, but the botch snap makes it so he can't hand it off. Sidney Houston had big play after big play all season for him. And now UConn, I mean, how many chances are they going to give Ball State to win this game?
Got to get 10 to continue to drive, otherwise Ball State gets the ball back. Turner stepping up and swallowed up. Cardinals will get the ball back. Jonathan Harris, number 97.
The ruling on the field is a ball carrier's forward progress was
Part of a
stopped.
state championship with Ron Colley back in 2016.
Sidney Houston, number 36, is who makes this sack happen. Watch him get around the edge, which forces Turner to step up in the pocket. See right there, and then allows Harris to come do the rest of the work.
Good punt, Ja'Shawn Jackson with a catch of the 41. So Jackson back in there. Check that. That was Dean Tate, number 10, as Jackson went out with an injury moments ago. And here's the situation. The Cardinals with 3 timeouts, 5:15 to go. They don't need a touchdown this time. A field goal could win it.
Be interesting to see if Ja'Shawn Jackson's on the field here, which it looks like he is.
Yep. On the left side of the line. Good to see him back, whether he plays or not. Took a nasty hit at the goal line on a play by Dixon Williams. Back to Steele. Nice turn of direction for Carson Steele, already over 100 yards, up to the 48 and a carry of 7.
Man, that patience by Carson Steele. You see him literally stop running and wait for the blocks to develop, and cuts it up inside.
And a stop on the dime type running. This time he is stopped short. Only got a yard on the play. 3rd and 2 near midfield. There's Dixon Williams again. He's been so active today for the Huskies. Steele about 5 yards behind John Paddock. Paddock will roll out, in trouble. Now gets rid of it. Great catch, and it appears to be a first down. Brady Hunt. Well, one thing about tight ends, you know this because you were a good tight end, they got good hands.
Man, what a catch by Brady Hunt. Paddock does a great job of avoiding the sack, using that athleticism, gets out of it, and then off his back foot, throws it to Brady Hunt, who makes a one-handed catch. Big first down conversion.
From the 48 now, Paddock to the other side. Tough catch for Ja'Shawn Jackson. Will stop the clock with 3:52 left. And 2nd and 10. As Nick Presley comes to the game, and so does tight end Tanner Koziel. And Ryan Lazan will come out.
Pretty soon, one more first down, we'll get in the situation where UConn's got to start thinking about timeouts, start managing this clock as it winds down.
Brady Hunt, 5 catches at him for 25 yards. Carson Steele reading the defense straight ahead. He's into the secondary. Carson Steele snuck through. Down to the 24. How about that run?
Have a day, Carson Steele. And this guy can do it all. He can hurdle. He has patience. Watch him here. Read this block out. Follows number 79, his big offensive lineman, Joseph Boggs. Does the rest of the work. Gets them now in field goal range and with control of this ball game.
The pickup of 25. 28 carries now for 143. Paddock looking for 6. Incomplete. Intended for Tanner Koziel, gets bumped out of bounds at the 10. Clock stops at 3:16 to go. That might be a benefit for UConn now, because Van Gooten is in the field position, right field goal position. Van Gooten, who said on many occasions he could be good from 55. Back to Steele. Now starting to set up themselves in good field position for a field goal try. 3rd down. You're UConn. What do you do with your timeouts at this point?
You don't use them yet. You just let this thing run down. You need to stop here. Let them kick the field goal, get the ball back with 2 minutes left, and let your offense try to win it.
3rd and 3. To Steele. A lot of running room in the boundary. Carson Steele to the end zone. Touchdown!
Truman Stadium's rocking.
If you had to describe this game to someone, where would you start?
It's been back and forth. I'd start with Carson Steele now. He has stolen the show in the second half. You see his patience there. And then he's got the speed and the strength to get in the end zone. That's what's so unique about Carson Steele, the combination of patience, speed, strength, and athleticism. You see him hurdle. He can be the physical back when you need him to be. He does it all.
2-pointer here, Adam, would make it a touchdown game. Paddock. Man open. And Hunt is short of the goal line. So the 2-point try negated. But Mike New's team has the lead for the first time today at 25-21 with 2:40 to go. What is it about the Cardinals? Do they have to spot? Do they have to give up 10 to start a game to make it interesting?
They play better when they're down, it's clear.
Guess.
Now they're 0 for 2 on 2-point conversions as well today.
And can still win it. There's a penalty flag back at the 10.
After the play was over, flagrant unsportsmanlike, number 97, UConn. He is ejected from the game.
Wow.
That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Jelani Stafford. So now you add 15 yards to the kickoff. It means you'll likely start from the 25. But this second half has imploded for UConn when it appeared as if the Huskies, with a 21-10 lead, were in position to win. So you have to ask yourself, with all the injuries from Jim Mora's team, playing a lot of youth, does that have anything to do with self-destruction?
Yeah, I think it does. And you got to credit Mike New and this Ball State program. The ability to not get down on yourself, to not give up, to tell, for the offense to tell the defense, we have your back, for the defense to get some stops for them. It's been impressive to see, and Ball State continues to play better when they're behind.
You can see how upset Jim Mora is, and understandably.
Yeah, he's upset. And for UConn, this isn't the situation you want to be in. Their throw game isn't what they're best at. Now they're going to have to throw it. Go down the whole way. They need a touchdown to win this game.
Ron Gooten will kick off. He's going to keep this in the level of play and allow it to be returned by Rosa. And UConn doesn't even get to the 15-yard line. It must go more than 85 yards to win it. Huskies have 3 timeouts left. This will be in the hands of the freshman quarterback, Zion Turner. Let's look at the penalty moments ago.
See number 97, Jelani Stafford here. It's called for unsportsmanlike conduct. See him getting a little extracurricular here. He must have said something to him, threw the flag for the 15-yarder, which gives them bad field position in the most important drive of the game.
A smart idea to go ahead and do a line drive ground ball kickoff, which forced the Huskies deep in their own territory to return. Still time left for Northern Illinois, Illinois, for UConn to win this game. I'm looking at the other scores too much here.
Tracking the action.
I think so. Turner, quick toss to the outside. Brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 5 as the clock dips to 2 minutes.
We got 2 plays here to get the first down.
Cardinals sidelines now amped up. Turner can run it if needed be. He's got man coverage on the outside. Incomplete. Nick Jones back defending, intended for Flynn. 4th down.
Turner had his receivers on the other side of the field running an out route and a go route. The out route looks it would have been a first down, but he chose to take Jacob from the field goal. Now it's fourth down, but UConn also has 3 timeouts.
Right.
If they don't get this, they should be able to get the ball back if they can get a stop on defense.
So this isn't the ball game necessarily. Turner on a roll, looking and throwing. Turner with a catch, and they're going to mark him. There's a flag on the opposite side. We have an ineligible receiver, maybe. Would have been a first down. Penalties have really
ineligible player downfield. Number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty, remains fourth down.
Wow. They were just killing themselves with these penalties.
And Christian Haynes, who's one of the emotional leaders on this team.
Yeah.
When the team started winning, Haynes just broke down with all that he has been through and the fact that things were starting to turn the right way for UConn. So now becomes a 4th and 9. With 1:42 to go. Now to mention, still 3 timeouts left for UConn, even if it fails to convert here. Turner looking downfield. Still in trouble. Going to have to get rid of it. And that is going to be, no, he missed on the safety. Burns on the catch, but he's going to be short. And the Cardinals get the ball. Really a safety for Ball State. And the ball back. As it turns out, they'll get the ball back with 1:27 to go.
This is the definition of a coverage sack. There's no one open. He's trying to go to Aaron Turner across the field. Justin Jolie tries to run a comeback route. Great job by the Ball State defensive backfield, locking everything down. And then Clayton Call, on the biggest play of the ball game, gets in Zion Turner's face.
If Jim Mora's team can hold Ball State to a field goal attempt, still very much in this game, but they'll have to make some stops here. And 3 timeouts left to do it. Back to the man, Carson Steele, who never falls backwards, does he? Timeout called after the gain on first down.
UConn, they're first of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
First down here wins the game.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Carson Steele has become the second half hero here. 31 rushes for 172. It's an average of 5.5 per carry and 3 touchdowns.
And he's done it every way possible. The hurdle, the lowering his shoulder, the vision right here. You see him, his patience following his offensive line. And then he's got the speed down the sideline.
I just hope that his pet alligator is watching this game. He's going to be impressed with his owner, especially that hurdle.
What an interesting story, an interesting guy he is. He's like Captain America.
Yes, 2nd and 5. 2 timeouts left for the Huskies. Back to Steele. Into the secondary, another hurdle, and a first down. So the Huskies can stop the clock twice now. And they're going to have to do just that. You know, if you're down 1, you could almost let them score.
UConn.
But that's not going to happen. You've got to force them.
This will be a
to try a
30-second
field goal
timeout.
with
Please reset the game
amount
clock
of
for 1
seconds
minute,
left.
14
It won't be a
seconds.
whole
1-1-4, please.
Clock
Thank you.
reset by a second to
Timeout.
1 minute and 14. Well, how do the Cardinals do it, man? Week in and week out.
I mean, it's impressive. It's crazy. You know, we talked about at halftime, Mike New told his team, this is where we want to be. We don't like having the lead at halftime.
No.
We want to be down, our backs against the wall. And their best players that made big plays when they needed to. We saw Sidney Houston on defense step up and make some plays. Their defensive line with the sack. We saw Carson Steele, who's put this whole team on his back. And this game's over now. There's not enough time, and only one timeout left for UConn. They're just going to take a knee.
Carson Steele in the second half, 21 carries for 133. Ball State somehow, some way, has rallied in this game after trailing by 11 to score the last 15 points. This is a non-conference game, so the Cardinals will continue with their same MAC record But we'll get a chance next week to improve on that, hosting Eastern Michigan for homecoming.
You know, Jim, we've been talking about John Paddock and how he hasn't played his best football, but what he has done 2 weeks in a row, when he hasn't been at his very best, as we saw him against Northern Illinois, he has won 2 football games, and he hasn't turned the ball over. I mean, he had the 1 interception today, but he's, for the most part, has taken care of it and led his team to victories and let Carson Steele do what he does best. He's managed the game really well.
Yeah, and I think Kevin Lynch rediscovered Steele here in the second half. He went with a hot hand. That was Carson, and Carson, along with Paddock, won it for him. Dixon Williams played a heck of a game, though, defending for UConn today. Had that great stick on Jackson. Huskies are going to be okay. They're going to drop to 3-5, but Jim Moore's got them heading in the right direction.
I think this UConn program has clearly come a long way. Moore has done a great job. Nick Charlton, their offensive coordinator, has put together a good plan. They got the players. They got a chance to be really good moving forward if they can keep recruiting the right kind of guys to UConn.
Good point. And for the Cardinals, a double-digit comeback now in its last 3 games. Well, that's the recipe.
It really is, and Ball State moves 1 game closer to bowl eligibility, and it just shows the leadership that this Ball State team has to knock it down to yourself, to be able to make these kinds of things happen. I mean, we were standing here in the 3rd quarter thinking the game was almost over.
Yep.
And UConn was going to win. For them to come back and win this one, the confidence it gives you.
Well, hope you enjoyed this one. Had a lot of twists and turns to it. The young freshman looked good in the first half as Turner and Turner combined. Then Carson Steele took over in the second half, and Ball State wins it. Brandon Brunneman and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Jim Barber. Thanks for watching the MAC on ESPN3. Final score, 25-21, Ball State.